Yeah, what's going on, everyone? We're back with some more. Let's get it.
You know what? I know I tripped over the dog and spilt my tea, so I made another one. I was fully contemplating, like, I was sat in the kitchen and like, I really need to give my number to Dave at some point so he can phone me because he knows what I'm like.
Well, you're here now. I hope your dog's okay. I hope you're
Nah,
okay.
dog's fine.
Tripping.
He's just a little shit. Nah, he's a poodle. He's really clingy, so he just follows me everywhere I go.
I see. I see.
Didn't
Trips you
break
up
your
when you're not
favorite mug,
expecting
I
it.
hope, yeah?
Huh?
You didn't break your favorite mug, I hope.
Oh no. Favorite
I
mug
feel,
is intact.
feel like tripping with hot tea is like a recipe for like third-degree burns.
Nah,
It really is.
it's fine.
Alright, if you say so. Alright. Whenever you're ready, just hop into the roll 20, my man, and we will get started.
Do 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 do.
Let's see. What music do we have?
Venga boys.
What is that icon on me? Do you know?
What is what icon?
There's an icon that's Zed's, is it?
Oh yeah, that would be. I use that to indicate your rage, because you just came off of a battle, I recall. But
Okay.
I'll drop that. Let's see. Object. Yeah. Can you remove those yourself, or do you not have the ability to?
I don't think so.
I don't
Okay.
see it. So.
No worries. No worries. Okay. So, in our last session, you all finished your encounter at the cavern. Um, After your job led you through the forests and into this long, winding cave filled with many piled corpses and beasts and other such enemies that you dispatched, you came to the end of it, discovered this ritual in progress, done by the wizard Gallic Allseer, who sought to summon a demon to this realm and bind himself to it to control its body and essentially impose his will over its. You killed Gallic, but not before your good friend Ishmine sort of co-opted the ritual and ended up throwing himself into the demon's body. You did battle with the newly turned Ish and the demon, and slew both, and, well, before you got the chance to celebrate, you were ambushed by Adrian Lux and a party of hardened men and women, one woman actually, um, who you also were forced to fight. They did quite serious harm to each of you, intending to kill you, leaving you for dead and stripping you of your artifacts. It was thanks to Kieran and his unnaturally powerful resolve and constitution that he managed to stand to his feet, half bled out, badly injured, patched Morish up, Katsu also rising after a prolonged struggle with death. The only one to fall in the end was a new friend who joined you in the middle of the battle, Ish Yours, who was slashed across the throat and killed by one of Adrian's party members. But with a bit of helpful magic on the part of Aaron, little child you all found in that cave, Ish Yours rose to his feet. You all got your rest. You eventually, the next day, made your way out of the cavern and headed back to Shadycreek Run with the child in tow. Did battle with some bandits, killed them, got back relatively uneventfully after that. And now you stand outside the gates of the Trebain Manor. It is a large building, 3 stories. The first story is this sort of stone foundation with no windows. A grand sweeping circular staircase sweeps up to lead to the second floor landing where the main entrance is, and there's another floor on top of that with many wide windows looking down on you. Most of the curtains drawn like unfriendly eyes. 2 guards look at you at the front gates to this place, this massive walled compound, and you've only just arrived. You are all filthy, dirty, bloodied, some of you freshly wounded from your battle with the bandits. The guards look at you. One of them, a sort of human woman with tightly cropped, dirty blonde hair, hefts an axe behind her shoulder, and she says, "What's your business here?"
Ho there. How goes it? We found a young girl who claims to be of the Trebain family. We're here to bring her back.
Did you know? Let's see her. And Aaron is sort of hiding behind. Well, I would say it's yours, but Coach is not here, so hiding behind Kieran. Sort of hiding, almost literally behind you, though you are small and she is smaller. Come on, girl. Get out from under there. Aaron reluctantly steps forward. Oh, yeah. Recognize this one. The half-breed. Alright, I'll bring her in. You lot, wait out here. Someone will be out for you. Eventually.
Is there no way
And
one of us
without-
could go in with you?
She sort of laughs at that.
No.
No,
Okay.
you'll wait here. Once I get word from my master, perhaps we'll see about letting you in, but stay here for the time being.
Okay.
And with that, the girl takes Aaron and walks her through the gate, and one other guard is left there with you, a half-elf gentleman, sort of light brown skin, dark blue eyes, not really saying anything, just holding his spear. And you all are left to wait.
It's,
1 minute becomes 5 minutes begins to stretch. If there's anything you all would like to say or do.
When he said half-breed, would any of us know what he means by, like, half-breed? Would that just be like an elf and an orc mating type thing?
Make a
Whispering.
history check. I would say
Oof. Good
Yeah.
start tonight.
no idea, Kieran. You got no clue really. The rest of you, you're not really from the area. Tell you what, if you feel like your characters would have been around the area of Shadycreek Run long enough to pick up some of its local history, you can make a roll.
No, I've just
I
got
will leave.
here.
Same.
Same.
Got it. Yeah, in that case, none of you have any idea. So, you're just left to wait. It takes 5, nearly 10 minutes of just sitting there in silence with that guard just looking over the lot of you, still holding his spear.
Can I see any
very-
points of interest around other than the manor?
So, this area is sort of, the entire local region is under the domain of the Trebane family. So the main manor sort of sits at almost like at the center of its own little village. So you see a bunch of other houses down other streets, a bunch of other buildings. There's actually a local storefront. It's almost like the Trebanes, and you reckon probably all the other major crime families too, have their own little homesteads that they inhabit within this area. So you essentially you can think of this as like the town hall in the center of its own little town.
Okay. Cool. Thank
but-
you.
No worries.
Okay.
Eventually, after about 13 or 14 minutes of waiting, you see a figure emerge from the front entrance of the manor, coming out of the grand, wide double doors with their wooden glass, pushing out into the sunlight, also an elven figure. Hard to make out much distance from this details, but you can see he's wearing robes, like mage robes, and he steps down the staircase, down along the cobbled path, around the grand fountain in the center, this stone fountain with at its center a carving of a woman, also in robes, holding up an orb in her right hand, from which a gout of water spews down into the fountain mouth. And the man steps up to the gate, and he nods to the guard watching over you all, and the guard opens the way. And the elf steps up to all of you, and he says, "Greetings, my friend. My name is Talir Trebane, and I shall be your guide. Aaron just finished telling me the basics of your adventures. I do believe your party would be of some interest to the Lord of the Manor, but that would be Lord Darko Trebane, heads of all of us, really. But you're in no position to meet him as you are. Come with me. I will show you to some facilities. You can clean and wash yourselves, and perhaps you will not make fools of yourself meeting the lord of our family. He did offer a reward, if that is of interest to you."
Sounds great.
What does he need done?
Alright, and he leads you all inside the manor. Going up past basically the same path you followed into the main entrance, you step into the grand foyer of this foyer. I don't
Foyer.
fucking know. Shut up. I'm gonna call it a foyer. I'm American, you son of a bitch.
That doesn't change the definition, unfortunately. So to say.
I see. Anyway, you step into the grand foyer of this manor. Also a wide sweeping space. There's sort of an upper level, like a story banister that looks down on you, sort of like a ring-shaped, almost inner courtyard. You see more guards posted up there with crossbows. A few actually with firearms. These sort of flintlock rifles. Sort of leaning lazily on the shoulders of a couple guards. Just a couple, though. Firearms are rather expensive. Not rare, just expensive. And Talir leads you to the main staircase, and he says, down the western hall, you will see several doors. Those are our guest chambers. All except the third from the last are free to any of you all. There will be baths and clothes and the like for you to refresh yourselves. I shall meet you back here in, let's say, an hour.
Yeah. I mean, I head off into one of the rooms.
And yep, you all are free to do so.
I follow suit.
Each taking your own room, or all taking one, or
I'll take my own.
I'll take my own and I'll share it with the camel.
Julian was kept outside, actually.
Whatever.
Not allowed, not quite allowing a camel inside the this place. Oh, speaking of which, I forgot to get you make a token for that. Let me take care of that right now. Camel.
Julian
I
needs
want
a
this.
token.
I want this to be the most scuffed camel I've ever seen.
The camel's not looking great. That's a big fucking camel. Alright, that camel's name was Julian, right?
That's a great token.
So, I'll let you know, as I mentioned to you in our group chat, this whole region is very far up north in the continent. It's rather cold. And you're coming into like the autumn of this season, so no snow on the ground or anything just yet, but it's very cold, and this is a camel, and Julian has looked thoroughly miserable for most of your adventures so far. His fur is like matted and filthy. I don't know, is Katu good with animals, Dave? You tell me. Would she?
See it.
Does she have
She has a -1 to animal handling.
Yeah, so Julian is not very well taken care of at all. This
Well,
is
I'm trying to bring him in and give him a bath. It's cold outside.
What?
yeah.
What Kieran was taking care of the camel.
I mean, I would say Kieran could have. Would Katu have given him permission?
Behind Katu's back.
Behind stealth animal husbandry.
You can't feed the camel steak. What do you? I guess I'll give it some apples.
Alright, make an animal handling check, Kieran. Let's see if you can ameliorate this thing's condition. Oh, 15! Actually pretty good. Okay, Julian's not, like, abjectly miserable in that case. Kieran's sort of making an effort in the shadows to keep the animal from freezing to death in this
Matthew
frigid
feels
terrain.
guilty, so tries as well, but doesn't do it very well.
Resistance is pain.
At one point, you thought to bring Julian closer to the campfire so that he could get some warmth, and ended up singeing the front of his fur. And in any case, the guards will have led Julian into the stables alongside the horses, who look at this strange animal with its humpback mistrustfully, but otherwise without incident.
I would like the camel to become the king of the pen. So dominance over all the other horses.
Let's have Julian make a charisma check. Oh, that's a 10. Alright, the camel is reasonably dominant over these animals. Anyway, you all take your time in your chambers to refresh yourselves. There is a variety of clothing options actually available in several sizes. Kieran, you're somewhat surprised to actually find clothes that fit a halfling. Not tailored to you, so not like perfect fitting, but in any state or you wish to present yourselves for this meeting, or you can just wear your armor. None of you are particularly politically versed, but I would say you get the sense that appearances are rather important in Shadycreek Run. It's a place that's heavily dependent on local status and sort of your ability to present yourself and distinguish yourself in the hierarchy, so to speak.
Yeah,
Is there like a? Sorry, go on.
I was just gonna say I'll take the armor off and probably wear the fine clothes. Seems like the logical thing. But then
Patty was going to disdain that and just wear what she's wearing.
that's fair.
Makes sense.
And Zell will just go for like a shirt and pants look, but he's still gonna sling his sword over his shoulder.
Understood.
Do I have to?
Mr.
Should I
Kieran?
unequip my armor from my inventory then while we're doing this?
I would do so, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're not wearing your armor,
Yeah.
then you would not get its bonuses.
Okay, cool.
Oh, I don't like that.
Yeah, that's.
I don't like it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, that's. Do you go into a situation we have no idea how it's gonna go?
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, so
Alright.
Kieran's gonna just wash the cloak and the armor.
Mhm.
I assume the cloak would probably look decently fancy-ish.
Uh, it's a cloak of elven kind. I would say the fancy's not really the word. You can unassuming. It wouldn't look either. It would not fit in a ball or anything like that.
Mhm.
But it shouldn't like blow up your spot, so to speak.
No, sure. Okay, let's just say he washes all his armor, he washes the cloak.
Okay, but still wearing it.
Still wearing the armor, still wearing the cloak. Just trying to think, like, maybe he can put some fancy trousers on or something, I don't know.
All right. I can sort of see what you're going for.
That's about
Um,
it. Like, fancy stuff isn't his kind of cup of tea. Doesn't really want
Gotcha.
to wear it.
No
But
worries.
he wants to look presentable, that's about it.
Makes sense. All right. So you all gather back again down in the main foyer. Talir sitting in a sort of armchair, idly leafing through a book, and he perks up as the rest of you all come down the stairs. Says, "Ah, excellent. Looking very well, if I do say so myself. Before we see Lord Trebane, I should warn you all. He's not. He is a reasonable man and a patient man, but we do not take insults here. I do not know from which places you all originate, but I do know that outsiders have a tendency to be very, shall we say, lacking in manners. Do not insult him. He will ask you to address him as my lord or Lord Trebane, and I would say that, and I would advise that you do so. Are we clear?
Crystal.
Yes.
Mhm.
Excellent. Follow me. And you all are led around the staircase, not going to the upper floor, but sort of around it. And there is a side door under the stairs, and he opens it up, and you go inside, and you enter this not too large meeting room with a big oval table and no windows or anything like that, just one entrance and exit. At the head of the table, you see an ancient high elf with very, very wizened features, deep wrinkles, no hair at all, completely bald, wearing this dark purple robe that sort of shimmers faintly under the light in this scintillating pattern, sort of iridescent, dark purple blue. And the elf's eyes are this deep, almost bright, almost glowing shade of blue as he regards all of you. No expression on his face. And you all are led into the meeting chamber, as at the head sits Lord Darko Trebane. I will place all of you. You can feel free to sit wherever you like.
Should we address him before we sit?
For the moment, I'll say it's just there. Lord Darko Trebane stands from his chair and regards all of you with his hands clasped in front of him. And he says, "Welcome. You've come a long way. Can I offer you any refreshments? Wine, tea, coffee?"
No, thank you.
Good day, my lord. Thank you for your hospitality. I'll take a hot drink of tea, please.
He nods, snaps his fingers, and in floats this teacup and saucer, just on its own, not appearing to be carried by anything, but it just floats in and lands on the table, sort of, I'll say right here. Well, actually, he'll wait till he'll wait for you to sit, and then it will float in and appear.
Oh, again, take it. Yeah.
You just have a cup of tea.
Cool.
All right. I'll put Ish right there, I suppose. So, I am told that you returned the child to us. I thank you for this deed. To speak honestly, Erin is no consequence. She's a mere half-breed. A waste of space, as it were, but she is still a Trebane. And a good deed will not go unrewarded. I offer you a reward. And at this moment, also sort of floating in on its own, is a silver plate with this red velvet bag, like this drawstring bag atop of it, and it just sort of lands in the center of the table, sort of equidistant from all of you. 100 platinum pieces for the return of my flesh and blood.
Good lord.
Platinum, so that's the equivalent of 1,000 gold.
Holy shit.
It's most kind of
It-
you.
It's, and all of you understand. This is a lot of money. This is a great deal of money.
It's like 250 gold each. Shit.
Oh, well, 200 each if we're giving some to Ish.
Divided 5 ways, it would be
Yeah.
200.
I mean-
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Kutch isn't here. Kutch isn't here. He can't argue.
I mean, he can't. You're right, but we should give him some.
If you want to.
He did try to give someone 100 gold last week, and I think we should tax him.
I'm just gonna say, it's 200 each way. It's just getting some. Good effort though. Good effort.
Damn it.
Can Kadu trade, like, say to him that he respectfully and all that shit? Can she trade the gold, not accept the gold, but kind of say that she'd prefer information rather than a reward, if that makes sense? If they have any.
Interesting. I'm gonna ask you to make a charisma check. Just
hate
because I had.
Can
Okay,
I assist?
well,
Can
you
I
tell
assist
me.
him?
All right, if you don't want to roll, you tell me exactly what your character says, word for word. Actually, 14 is not too bad. All right, we'll go with that. Katsu, not especially well versed in politics or in politicking, networking, manners, or tact, but not somehow. You do have proficiency in insight, so I'll say you're aware of the potential consequences of turning down the reward of someone in such a position of power. It's almost like an insult. So it's a very delicate verbal game, which you are not used to playing in any way, shape, or form. But perhaps sensing the gravity of the situation, you delicately phrase this request, and Lord Darko nods. Information. Interesting. Very interesting. I must say, information is not necessarily my strong suit unless you're looking for information on the arcane. That would be Ionos' specialty. However, I do have many contacts in many places. What is it you wish to know?
She is basically trying to figure out the people that destroyed her monastery back in the day, say 10 years ago or so.
Got
if
it.
there's any information about that.
Alright. Alright. So I'll say you provide the basics, the name of your monastery, its location, the time of the attack, the kind of people that attacked, and he sort of takes all this in with a nod, and then he looks to Lear, and Lear also nods, and he says, I will look into this for you. I will see what my contacts have to say. Unfortunately, this is not an incident either of us know off the top of our head, but there are many minds under our employ. I will return to you with a potential lead in due time.
Kadu bows her thanks.
Alright, the rest of you, I'll say, get your 200 gold, or 20 platinum, as it were. And Lord Trebane says, as I said, in truth, the girl is no consequence. This gold is vastly more than she is worth. However, the circumstances of your finding her are of much interest to me. As some of you may be aware, or you may not be, you have the look of outsiders. My family is deeply concerned with matters of Malleus Mir, the Savalier Wood. And I know what Adrian Lux was planning. An expedition of his kind is a matter of grave importance to mine. I would ask that you tell me exactly what happened, the series of events that led you to your ambush, how he contacted you, if it pleases you.
Yeah, I mean, I'll relay the information from my point of view, from starting from when I arrived at the Shadycreek Run Tavern and meeting everyone.
Yeah, I'll explain as well that I was handed a note by someone when I was in a village far away and directed towards Shady Creek.
Got it?
Yeah, let them know that we went to the...
Seemingly chose at random.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, headed over to the village north of... Is it north of Shady Creek, wasn't it?
It was north, yeah.
Yeah, north of Shady Creek, and found the cave with the wizard and the girl. Met a wizard doing the ritual. I'll pull out the journal at this point and pass it across, I suppose. To Talir, maybe? Maybe not straight to Lord Darko.
Talir takes it, and he gives it a look over, and he nods. See him cast a spell, weaving his fingers in a pattern, and then his eyes flash, and he begins to actually read the journal instead of looking it over. And as he's doing that, Lord Trebane gives a nod. Ah, yes, Gallic. A mage of ours, actually, if you can believe it. Fellow always was a little bit unstable. Sent Aaron to him. Well, not me, but her master. And I will not lie. Aaron is not particularly welcome here. She is only half of our family's blood. A bastard, as it were.
That's what they mean by half-breed, then. Okay.
And
That's above
none of you
tape.
got a chance to see, as Erin grows her hair long enough to hide her ears, but she is half-elf. Whereas the rest of the, at least Talir and Darko are full elven.
Oh, so they're racist elves.
Most elves are.
Yeah, most elves.
No, I know.
Verb, I would like
Yes.
to try to gauge whether what he's saying is the truth or a bit of a fabrication.
Okay, make an insight check.
Because I know Aaron said that she and that wizard were from the Trebanes, but Kieran is very interested why he's very concerned about what Adrian was doing, yet he doesn't seem to know what Adrian was doing.
Go ahead, make an insight check. 8.
Okay.
Very hard man to read. As you know, elves age very slowly, so for this fellow to look as visibly wrinkled and ancient and wizened as he is, you get the sense he could easily be 1,000 years old or more. And a man like that has a great deal of time to perfect a poker face. You cannot read any details from him whatsoever.
I'll just come over oh, sorry.
If you want to go ahead. I'm basically just gonna go out and ask him what
I
his
was-
interested in Adrian is.
Yeah,
If
I
you
was
wanna go
gonna
ahead, go
ask
for it.
him. Yeah. My lord, if we may be so forward, if you could tell us of what you know of Adrian, as we were considering pursuing him independently ourselves.
He gives a slight smirk and says, "When Adrian told you he was a mage of the Cerberus Assembly, he was not lying. He is. A decently high-up operative, as it were, belonging to a particular sect of arcane assassins known as the Volstrakers. I assume he is on some higher assignment of some kind, but I do not know. My information network does not extend so far into the Empire. I know he is in this land looking to explore the city. Many people are. But I also know he has some higher motive at play. And whatever he is planning, it is of a very large scale. You would have to speak to Ionos. He is the head of the Jagantoth family and quite the renowned spy master. To know more. Certainly I cannot
is there a way you can get us in to see him, my lord? He's a different crime family, isn't he?
It's a different crime family, yeah.
Is there any
The
way
J-
we can get a recommendation or something? You know, a note of writ. You know what I mean?
Tillier, looking up from the journal, says, "Well, the Jagantots are rather, shall we say, prickly. They often do not contact people unless they contact them themselves. They pride ruthlessness, violence, and savagery above most things, cleverness and cunning even more so. You'd have to get their attention somehow. I shall say there has been a feud between the Jagantots and the Mardoons as of late. Perhaps there might be some way to exploit that. But
What?
this would not be. Our family could not directly assist you in any of this. You must understand the politics.
Well, maybe we can do something to the Mark. We steal something from the Mark.
I was gonna say, like, what businesses do they run around here?
Kieran, you made this check way at the start of the campaign, so you still have this information, but the Mardoons, as a family, are invested primarily in 3 things.
Unfortunately, I lost my notes. Sorry. So yeah, please remind me.
No worries, no worries. The first and probably their foremost business is the slave trade. They have many, many hands in many markets, almost all across the entire continent. A lot of local presence as well as other such like guilds and collection. They basically have like a vertical monopoly, controlling everything from capturing captives to training them to marketing them. They also deal quite heavily in jewels, gems and jewelry and the like, as well as sex work, brothels and trafficking and the like.
So what is
the-
it? Sorry,
the
slaves,
Shady family. Okay.
brothels, and what was the other one?
Slavery, jewels, and brothels.
Thank you. Okay, so
Hitting the slave trade would align with my
I
own
was
personal goals.
gonna say, like, I'd look up at Zale and say maybe we could do something about those slaves.
I was already planning to, but this just aligns perfectly.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, yeah, we can do that, but we need to send the. What was that? Sorry, Vib, what was the other guys called? The ones that are feuding with the Margins?
The Jagantoths. I'll spell all these families out.
Thanks.
Mardoons.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to send a message to the Jagan Tosh as well, and just tell them we're the ones who are interested and we are doing this.
Jagantoths. Is there?
I'm sure if we break up the Muldoon slave trade, the Jagantoths will know if they're keeping an eye on them and their spy masters. Whilst we're on the subject of slavers, Talia, with your contacts or know-abouts of the city, do you recognize this at all? And Zale undoes the top part of his shirt and pulls it to the side, and he shows a brand on his left side of his chest to Talia, and it's a symbol of 3 serpents wrapped around a coin.
Interesting. I'm gonna have Talir make a history check. It's not proficient, so it's just straight intelligence. Oh wow, really good. He gives a long look at the symbol, sort of putting one hand over his mouth, eyebrows furrowing with a look of deep concentration. And eventually he gives a slow nod. Yes, actually, I do recognize it. It is the mark of a particular band of mercenaries that operates, as it were, under the Jagantoths. They go by the Iron Shepherds. Quite powerful band, really. It looks to me like that is a brand done to you. Perhaps you have a feud with these gentlemen. I cannot say. But at the moment, the Shepherds are not in the run, or anywhere nearby. They are operating under Jagantoth interest, I believe in the Empire, some ways away. But I could not know for certain. I am not an expert in the movements of mercenary bands.
Is their relationship with the Jagantoth's business only, or is it closer?
The Jagantoths sponsor many mercenary companies. It is perhaps as slavery is to the Mardoons, violence is to the Jagantoths. I am unsure if they are just one more band among many that they employ, or if there is a deeper connection at play. I suppose you'd have to ask the family yourselves.
You can quite visibly see that Zale is quite anxious, and he just says, with your permission, my lords, I will excuse myself. And he goes back to his room.
Just before you leave, as you're at the doorway, Lord Trebane doesn't stand, just looks to you, and you feel his feeling in the back of your head like you should turn around, almost like a compulsion. So you glance back, and he says, "You may feel free to do so, but there are a few points I wish to cover before you leave. One, the interests of this Adrian Lux run counter to my own. I do not know exactly what it is he is planning, but if anyone is to breach the city, it will be me and my family. I will not let some upstarts from the Empire claim my birthright from me. He has wronged you, wronged all of you, and I recognize this. I will offer you aid. For the time that you are here, your rooms in the Western Wing are yours. You may rest here, recuperate here. Treat this as your own home, as it were, so long as you do not bring trouble upon my family. 2. If there is any action you would take against Adrian, or any action to plumb deeper into the wood toward the city, I would ask that you inform me. I can be of aid. I am aware that your artifacts were stolen from you, precious weapons and items that would have been of much use in your travels. I have many more such artifacts in my vault. Now these I cannot hand as freely as gold, but there's work to be done if it is equipment you need. The leader can tell you more. And 3. I do not wish to make enemies of any of you. I sense, as I often do, that you are about to be at the center of something very deeply interesting. So do not mistake my harshness for severity. Do not think that I would think to harm you. I'm not stupid. I see an asset to be applied. I see a business and a cooperation to be formed. I ask that you keep all of this in mind. You are free to leave, Zal.
I apologize for my hastiness, my lord. And I continue to leave.
He nods.
Okay. My lord, if we were to go into an expedition to Melismere, would you be sending some of your people with us?
To be frank, as you stand right now, I have no reason to believe you would survive such an expedition. And I say that not to insult you, it is merely the truth. So I would not be concerned. If our interests align, if you prove yourselves to be capable, I can provide aid. But for the time being, I will leave you to operate freely.
Thank you, my lord. Iron Shepherds.
Iron Shepherd, spelled with an H-E. Not that it matters too much, but
Shepherds.
Shepherds, yep.
I always mess that
And
up.
who's that for, sorry?
That's for me.
That's you, okay.
I'm just gonna go. I forgot my notepad. I'm just gonna go grab it quickly.
No worries.
I've got mine up now. I always forget to
they have
start writing.
notepad on computers, right?
I just got a notepad on my PC.
Yeah,
yeah.
same.
Yeah. I've just got a notepad up that I just type into whenever. Okay. So we need to go and speak to the Jagantoths. Who is it we need to speak to there again? Verb? Sorry?
Their leader is a man named Ionos. However, as explained, the Jagantoths are somewhat reclusive. There may be a way to contact one of their mercenary companies, but the family itself is actually pretty small. They mostly operate through like third parties and like go-betweens and intermediaries. To be directly contacted by the family, you would need to get their attention.
Okay. So we wouldn't be able to contact them initially.
Exactly.
Okay. Cool. If it please you, my lord, I'd like to return to my quarters.
You are excused.
I'll stand up and take a stiff bow and then head out to my room.
All right. Cool. Suppose.
Have returned.
Hello.
Hello.
Alright.
What did I miss?
Nothing much. Just a few reminders.
That's certain characters and stuff, yeah.
Pretty much. Kieran or Katu, is there anything else?
No, not from me.
Got it.
Lord Treban, I don't want to be a hindrance, but I appear to have. That artifact that was taken from me was my main way of getting my job done. Is there anything that I might have as a investment for our continued business for the time being?
Interesting. Make a persuasion check. 11.
Is there any way I can help? Oh no, I'm not in the room anymore.
You're not in the room.
Yep.
Not in the
Whoops.
room. I would say, Lord Trebane gives you a sort of a long look, a considering look, before shaking his head, and he says, "If your bow was what I think it was, then I'm afraid a replacement capable of matching its like would be a rather serious investment indeed."
I don't need anything of that quality. Just a bow of any means would help me.
Speak to Talir. He can show you such a, give you such a weapon. And the look in his face is almost a look of like, this is beneath my notice.
Noted.
Okay.
All right. If there's nothing else, Ish will follow you two out. And Talir will also give a nod to the Lord Trebane before following the rest of you all out. And as you leave the meeting room, he just says, "I thank you all for keeping level heads. I've known some men to be rather hot-headed in that room with that man. He's not a difficult man, truly, for the position he occupies. He is, I suppose you could say, easygoing. Anyway, Kieran, if it is a bow you need, that is easy enough to find. Walk with me, I'll take you to the armory. As for the rest of you all, if you wish to speak with me further, I will be in the foyer. I understand there may be some tasks you wish to attend to, and I may be able to help."
Okay, cool.
And with that, he leads Kieran off a little deeper into the compound, and the rest of you all are free to return. If you want to, if there's any other places you'd like to check out or investigate, I will say the manor is pretty heavily guarded, but the guards are not like watching you intensely. They're not like following you around.
Before Talir
There's a-
leaves, can I ask him if there's anywhere in the manor we're not allowed? Like specific rooms or areas?
Yeah. There are 2 libraries in this manor. One is open to all. One, you'll know it when you see it. It is quite well guarded. Do not attempt to enter that one. The guards are not very polite, as it were, and they will deny you with quite some force. I would avoid the eastern wing. It is where the inner family sleeps. Security is rather important, and you would not want to be found snooping around that area. And the arcane laboratories, deeper into the manor, I would also avoid.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Gives a nod.
I'm gonna head back to my room and slap my armor back on.
Excellent. Your AC is normal again. And Kieran, you're brought to the armory. There's a variety of mundane weapons, all very well crafted. And he just sort of gestures and says, Take what you like. Weapons such as these are expensive, but gold is of no consequence to us. Now,
Is
as
there
my
any- Yep, go on. Sorry.
now, as my lord alluded to, we do also have quite a variety of relics and artifacts as well, and perhaps if our relationship blooms, we would see to possibly allowing you one of those. But for now, these are yours. And there's pretty much any variety of ranged weapon that you can imagine sitting on the shelf.
Okay, cool. So it's all just bog standard. Cool. I'll just take a bog standard short bow.
Short bow, perfect. Very well crafted. Sort of a pale ash wood with unique carvings along the main shaft and like a carved relief at the tips, almost like the taloned wings of a dragon. It looks very pretty, but it is ultimately a mundane weapon.
I appreciate the investment. Let's hope this further improves our relationship.
Whatever happens with your association with Adrian and his men, do understand that the city is of deep interest to our family. You will likely need assistance if you wish to follow them, to chase them. We could be in a position to provide that assistance.
What is it about that city that's got him so interested? I understand it used to be an ancient elven city. Is it the city itself, or is it something within?
Lord Trebane is the sole survivor of Malleus Mir. He is 2,500 years old. He was alive in the time of the Calamity. He saw war between the planes, did battle with the elemental invaders and the demons from the abyss, before he was ultimately banished from the city. He
By-
alone restarted
by
our
the-
bloodline.
Banished by the elves or the invaders?
By the invaders when the city fell. He was forced to relinquish much of his arcane knowledge. The Mind Hunters from the Far Realms would have claimed him had he not relinquished it. In any case, it is his goal, as it is ours, to restore the city to its rightful ruler. Himself.
Thanks for the history lesson.
No matter.
If you'll excuse me, I'm going to return to my residence.
He gives a nod, and you go your separate ways.
So are you guys all in like different rooms at the
So
moment?
I'm in my own room, but I was thinking about going over and speaking to Zale.
All you can hear is my door is shut, and you can just hear me sharpening my sword like fairly aggressively.
I'm gonna come over and knock on the door. Zale?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Alright, what time is it, Verb?
Right now, it's actually it's like 11 a.m.
Later.
This afternoon.
This afternoon.
Tomorrow. It's 9 a.m.
It's 9 a.m., dude. We've just woken up.
5 hours.
Zale, it's not even lunchtime. Later.
Later. Okay.
Lunchtime then. I'll be hungry.
I'm gonna take a short rest if that's cool.
Absolutely. And the rest of you can do that all as well, easily enough.
I think we're all pretty healthy anyway, aren't we?
It's just more to get
No,
my
no,
spells.
I
Oh,
took
we're not-
one hit.
Yeah, Kieran got
So-
bodied in that last
Yeah,
fight.
yes, he
we
did.
We are not all okay. You see, we have a fucking massive problem. Or
You-
the thorn, depending how you look at it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you got absolutely wrecked in that fight, didn't you? I forgot about that.
Yeah, he took the brunt of that ambush, unfortunately.
It's a bit how you going.
All right.
Can I just sack the day and have a long rest?
No,
don't think that's-
unfortunately not.
In that case, just short rest, I guess.
Okay, got it. Is there anything you all would like to do in the interim?
Should we check in on Erin just to like make sure she's nice?
Yeah, feel free to. Not hard enough to find her. You can just flag down any servant and ask about the child. And well, is that what you want to do, Katsu?
Yeah, I suppose just to make sure she's not kind of being held against her will, etc., etc.
Okay. Eventually you're led to sort of a northern wing. There's 3 wings to this manor, and the northern wing has many more rooms, also bedrooms, but not as much guard presence. The eastern wing is where the inner family sleeps, and the northern wing appears to be where the lesser members, so to speak, are housed. And Erin has her own little bedroom, second from the last door down the hall. And you knock on the door, and after a while, the child approaches with her small little footsteps and opens the door and looks up at you. Hello, Katsu.
Hello, Erin. I'm just coming to make sure you're okay. You didn't seem overly happy at being brought back here.
I guess I'm okay. I'm not there anymore. I don't have to hide in corpses, so that's good.
Well, that is positive, yeah.
This mansion's not a very happy place for me. People don't like me very much, so I guess I'm not super thrilled to be back, but I'll be okay. Eventually they're going to find another master to send me under, and I'll resume my apprenticeship, and, well, I won't have to be here anymore, so things are looking up, I guess. She gives you a very shaky thumbs up.
Okay. Catty was clearly uncomfortable with this any kind of emotional bonding like this, so she's kind of awkwardly pats her on the shoulder and goes to leave.
Oh, well, okay. She looked like she was about to stop you for a second, and then you glance back over your shoulder, and she just shakes her head and says, thank you for stopping by. Have a good day.
I would like to insight check her to kind of...
With a 20 insight,
Nice.
you get the sense this is a girl who has been deeply lonely almost her entire life. You don't know much about the Trebanes, their practices, but you've seen enough to get the sense that this child is not looked fondly upon, perhaps seen as a burden and a waste of space. And it's hard to say that all your interactions with her when you met her in person in that cave were positive. She was very terrified of most of you, nearly killed by Morish.
We don't talk about that.
but at the same time, what little affection and care you all have shown to her has perhaps been more than she's ever had in her entire life.
What does the party say about asking to take her with us?
I was going to say, Kadu kind of was a little bit... She was quiet about it, but she was kind of uncomfortable with the whole disdain shown for halfies, for want of a better word, given she's half orc herself. She's not a pure-blooded race, so she kind of felt a little bit sorry for Erin and kind of awkwardly wanted to make sure she gets the best out of her situation. So, like, that's Noodle. We could try.
I mean, if Katu wants to come and speak to Morish about it. Not that I should have an opinion on what we do with her because I tried to kill her.
Well, no, it's like Kadu would kind of bring this up the next time we're all together.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
I mean, it's not something we obviously can't steal her because these guys are way more powerful than we are,
And there's loads of them. We would get
yeah,
wrecked.
and there's a shitload.
Yeah.
But it's something to keep in mind for future.
For sure.
Okay, Kadu kind of nods at her and leaves. That's kind of the general plan of Black Mind.
All right.
Can I go and find Talir after my short rest? And
You can.
ask him if he has some sort of map of town showing where each of the crime families operate, so I can get a general idea of where everything is.
Interesting request. I suppose there would be something like that, yes. Follow me.
Okay.
And he leads you deeper into the manor. toward another sort of hidden away meeting room. Um, let me get my book, and I will see if there actually is a map, rather than trying to draw one in MS Paint for
cool.
y'all.
Awesome.
All right, give me just a moment. No. That's okay. This is gonna take me a sec, so if there's any scenes you all would like to play out between yourselves, feel free.
Yes.
After I heard Morris go down the hall with Trebayne, I'm gonna emerge from my room and just slowly follow them because I want to talk to Talia as well. But basically, I just heard them walking away, and I'm gonna follow them in doobie doobie doo. It's kind of a pit next to Morris.
Give you a nod.
A nod back.
Feeling better?
Worse.
Great. Use it. Harness it.
Way ahead of you.
Okay.
Right. So I cannot see a map, but so I don't have anything visual to show you, but I will tell you.
Just some general concrete, like some general areas is fine.
Yeah, absolutely. So the southern side of Shadycreek Run is known as South Clover. It's where the slums are. It's the most impoverished part of an already impoverished place. Many shanty huts, many impromptu like tent cities, camps, like settled in among the wilderness and the woods. It's where the most poor people dwell. The northern side, where you all are now, is North Clover, and that is where the crime families generally reside, each with their own sort of, insular villages, built up of their own, basically possessing of their own family and inner circle and close related allies. Let's see. The western end is Clover Alley. It's where the farmers primarily attempt to coax food out of the cold northern ground out here. Scavengers as well are very rife there, and the central square of Shadycreek Run is known as Clover Plaza, and that is where most of the town, most of the shops and commercial centers and businesses and industries are, is sort of the heart of the run. So
the
south is the
economic
slums,
area.
basically, yep. South is the slums, north is the families, west is the farmers, and the center is basically downtown.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Not a problem.
I appreciate it. Okay.
Alright.
Is there any shops of interest in this Clover Plaza?
In what capacity exactly? What are you looking for?
Healing items, maybe an animal trader if they have one.
Some weapons.
And a weapon trader. Well, I mean, Katu could probably get a weapon from these guys, unless you want to go and buy one.
I was planning on buying one.
Okay. Yeah, then like a weapon shop as well. That sort of stuff.
Any particular ones of interest for such items? There are plenty. I would not know of any I can recommend myself.
Just a general yes
most
or
of
no
my-
is good. That's fine.
Sure,
Awesome.
of course.
Thank you. What do you say, Zell? Should we go and get the party, gear up, and see what we can do about these slaves?
One moment. And I'm going to speak to Talia, and I'm going to be like, what can you tell me about the layout of the slave market? How is it set up? How are the families divided between?
Well, there are many slave markets in East Town. The Mardoons operate most of them. There are many, but I would say if there is one in particular, if you're willing to make an example, it would be the Golden Brand. It is their flagship market, as it were, in the center of town. Prominent building. There's not much need to hide such things in the run. You'll know it when you see it. Sort of a very large warehouse. Once was a warehouse, and now has been repurposed. As for its layout, the Trebaynes do not typically deal in slaves, and I do not have such hobbies, so I could not tell you what it looks like on the inside.
That's good.
However,
Oh, sorry.
I will say, just from what I know of my local contacts and such, if it is an example you're looking to make, I would be very wary about the frontal assault. It's extremely well guarded. There might be another way. I would advise something more clever.
Is there any entrances you know of?
None that I know of, but there are bound to be several operators in the area of interest. And if nothing else, the front door is open to anyone with the coin. A little scouting would not be out of order.
Maybe you should not do that, Zale.
How many slave markets do the Mardoons have around Shadycreek?
How many? I cannot say. Dozens at the least. The Golden Brand is their most prominent.
And where is the main Mardoon household?
In the same district as us, perhaps a dozen miles to the west. It is also a large manor.
What was the Mardoon's business thing, the most prominent one called again, sorry?
Slaves.
No.
Slave.
Oh.
Slave trade, jewelry.
No,
sex
the
work.
golden something
Brothels.
you called it.
Oh, the Golden Brand.
Golden brand. Thank you.
Also, going on this topic as well, just while I'm in my room, Kieran's gonna consult his journal and see if he can recall anything that he's written down or anything that he can remember with concerning the Mardoons, seeing as he's been in Shadycreek for quite some time now.
So any particular information you're looking for?
More specifically, about the golden, what's its face?
The Golden Brand. Okay. Make a history check.
So, okay.
14. Not too bad. So you know that the Golden Brand sits in the center of town as a very prominent way station and structure. Talir is, I mean, you're not there for that conversation, but he's not lying when he says it's their flagship market. It's kind of the, it was almost the way they got started. It was their first successful market that they established out here, and it just grew and grew and grew, and now it is seen as a very prestigious place. It's not just a slave market, it's actually a, so the very stage where they auction slaves is also used as like an entertainment stage for theater, for musicians, for every such thing. It's seen as like a club for the distinguished and the refined, the elites of Shadycreek Run, as it were. And the sales that happen there, you get the sense the majority of their business they don't do on the open floor. That's just for like their high-profile auctions. You don't know off the top of your head or in your journals of any alternate entrances, but one question you came back to several times while you were sort of scoping out the area for curiosity's sake is, how exactly are they getting all those slaves into the building when you never see like a wagon or anything around the side of it, or you never see slaves being loaded into the building? How are they getting them in there? And that's just sort of an open-ended question.
Can Kieran make an educated guess?
Make an intelligence check. No idea.
Okay. Okay, cool. That's my 5
Sure.
done.
I'm gonna thank Talir for the information and yeah, head on back.
Thank you.
And maybe suggest that we go and get some food, all of us.
Okay. So before you fully excuse yourself, Talir is going to he'll sort of pipe up and say,
Golden brand.
the golden, yeah, I'll write it out. The Golden Brand.
Thanks.
Like a
Sorry, my
like a
blonde moment right now. Sorry, dude.
all good, man, all good. Talir will say, I suppose it wouldn't hurt, to be honest. You all are of some interest to the family. Someone will be asked to follow you, whether in secret or in the open. Your actions, I figure, are going to be rather influential in the coming days, especially if you plan to make an example for the Jagantos to see. If it pleases you, I could follow along, operate in tandem. I would be following in any way. It's just a matter of whether I do it with an invisibility spellcast or where you all can see me.
I mean, I'd rather.
My-
have him.
All right. Let me know when you plan to act, and I will see what I can do.
Awesome. Again, yeah, take my leave.
Alright.
So we're grabbing the others and going for happy hour.
I think we should go and get some food and discuss what the plan is moving forward, and then go and do said plan.
Kieran's door is closed at the moment.
Come and knock on your door.
Yeah? Who is it?
Moorish. We're gonna go and get some food and discuss what our next steps are. If you fancied coming along.
Yeah, come in. I'll chat to you quickly.
Cool.
Right.
Are you out in the hallway, Katu? Or are you in a room?
I wasn't, but yeah, I suppose I can.
Well, I can just do the same and knock on your door.
Yeah.
Yeah, do the same.
Well, I said come in, I'll chat to you, and you walked away.
Oh, I thought you said coming in a minute. Sorry. Okay, yeah, I'll come in. Sorry.
Fancy a
Oh, I
chat?
thought you said
Just
that too.
walks
Sorry.
right down the hall.
Yeah, sorry. Hello.
Fancy chat, cool. I'll see you out there.
Yeah, man, come along. Sorry.
Fancy a chat? Yeah, I'll see you at lunch.
Yeah, come to lunch, man. I'm hungry.
Morris is just really hungry.
Yeah, dude, come on. Need food. Get your ass
Okay.
up.
Okay, Morish.
Yes.
That guy, Lord fucking Chibane,
Yes.
he's like the last living resident Lord Elder from that ruin we're going up to.
From Molasmere.
Yeah. He's like 2000 something years old.
2 millennia old.
Yeah.
Damn, that's old.
So it is apparently legitimately his birthright to get back there and to reclaim it. Another thing that might be quite interesting, the Mardoons. I know their market's called the Golden Brand.
Yes.
Right?
Talir told me of this place, yes.
Oh, you know. Awesome. So, look, there's a VIP section. I'm not sure, I assume it's a 2-story. But here's another thing that's been on my mind. The slaves are never seen coming or going from that place. Like, at all.
Never seen them
And
shipped in anywhere.
it's really stumping me how they're getting these slaves into this, like, brothel thing with no one noticing.
And it's in the center of town, right?
Yeah, it's in the center of town.
Yeah.
It's a really populated place, and this place itself is really fucking.
And no one
it's
sees.
like rock on all night. No one sees. No carts, no caravans. The slaves never seen going in
They
or
just
out.
appear inside.
And I'm
So-
fucking wrecking my brain here. I can't figure
Either
out
a secret
how they're getting in.
secret tunnel. Sorry. Either a
He says it in that exact cadence.
yeah.
Hello.
Secret tunnel. Or magic. I suppose.
Oh, I haven't really considered that either. What kind of magic would that be?
I mean, if you had a mage who could teleport, you could bring the slaves from a separate location straight in. If the mage was familiar with the place as far as my understanding of teleporting goes. I'm sure, unless Verb wants me to make an Arcana check.
If you want, yeah, you can make an Arcana check if you want.
Yeah. Give it a go. See what happens. Something. Oh wow! First roll of the day, people.
So, Morris, your magical powers are kind of given to you. You didn't really like train like a wizard would have, and they're kind of bestowed upon you by your patron, as it were. So you don't really understand this stuff so much as you just know how to use
So
it.
I just say magic, maybe.
Yeah, magic.
That's
and
all
you,
I give. That's all I give.
you have a nice confident smile that this is probably the answer.
Yeah.
Okay,
Ah.
but Morish, what kind of magic?
You know, the magical kind.
Jazz hands.
Jazz.
Rolls eyes. Alright, I think the secret tunnel is probably a bit. Magic.
Magic. Was Jazz Hands in the voice of Krieger there by any chance? Because if it was, that's amazing.
Verb, did I know anything else about the Jagantoth
Make a history check.
history? Another one coming up.
15. Is there anything specific you want to know?
Contacts, places of interest, recent activity.
It's difficult to say because, as said, the Jagantoths mostly operate through an intermediary
another
layer.
specific one. Sorry, another one to add to that. Known mercenaries that they've hired.
Known mercenaries. Okay. The
Either,
Scarred
like,
Seven.
people or bands. Okay.
The Scarred Seven is a particular band that you know of, have been in the local area for a little while. You don't know enough about them to say where specifically they reside, but they frequently work with the Jagantoths, and they have been in the area for the last few weeks, as you would know, living here. You reckon, like most mercenary bands, you might find them in a bar of some kind, working out the details of the next job, or they might be out on contract. With a 15, it's not enough to know exactly how to pin down any particular band, but you know one exists.
Flat.
All right.
Yes.
Moorish. Another thing is, Moorish. Another thing is like now the Jagantoths. Not much is really known about them. I haven't had much contact with them, honestly, but I do know they've hired one mercenary band called the Scarred Seven.
Scarred 2 seconds.
No idea where they are. No idea who they are. No idea where they could be, but it's something.
Scarred 7.
The Scarred Seven, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe
worth
Zaelness.
checking
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe worth checking out. But being that old Lord Darko is from Molasmere,
Mm-hmm.
would he potentially know of... Obviously my whole mission is to, get rid of the voices. Would he maybe know anything about that in any way, shape or form, being that he has a lot of arcane knowledge and he was there during...
Right. You don't even need a roll to surmise. If you're gonna go to anyone for possible help with your
Affliction.
piggybacker, as it were,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
would be this family. You're not sure if asking
Not
Lord
now.
Shebane himself
Not
would be
now.
the best course of option, but the family itself is
We'll
they would
wait.
likely have knowledge more so than anyone anyway.
Awesome. I'll wait until
Maybe
we're
a
a bit
way
on
to-
better... Yeah, I was going to say, wait till we're on better terms with them a bit and we've done them some favours.
Just as regards mercenary, Kadu does have background in mercenary work.
We'll definitely ask the rest of the party as well.
It's
Oh,
just-
interesting.
Morish's whole thing is to just get unaddicted to Linkin Park.
Yeah,
Basically.
basically.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. Gotta stop being so emo.
Wait, hold on, did I hear that right? Morris is addicted to Linkin Park.
Yeah, that's the voices he has just Linkin Park.
My God,
Honestly,
man.
I do like Linkin
I,
Park.
I'd kill a child too if that was stuck in my head 24/7.
Zale just pulls out his hand axe, just say the word.
Yeah, dude, I'll do it for you.
What's another emo rock band? I only know about Linkin Park.
All he hears is Panic at the Disco in his head on repeat.
Actually, they're done now, so
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
okay. They're out.
Yeah, they're out. They're gone.
Anyway,
Should we head to the rest of the party and maybe discuss this with them?
lunch.
All right.
I
Yeah, unless there's anything else anyone would like to do, that's easy enough.
Well, are we gonna have lunch here, or are we going like out?
I think
Either's an option.
we could probably eat here and then head out.
Any
Why
good
spend
restaurants in
spend
town?
money when we don't
Yeah.
need to? This place probably has the best food around.
Yeah,
I mean,
sounds about right.
Well, I mean, if the rest of the town is like, run by them, they're obviously gonna have, and we're their guests, they're gonna have something better than the local tavern.
we're just gonna poke our head around the corner to Talia. One more thing.
Yeah, got any
Lunch,
food?
lunch,
Yes.
lunch.
Oh, that is no problem. I will have the servants cook something up.
Most kind.
Not to worry. You are our guests after all.
See, I told you.
All right. And pretty painlessly, as you predicted, the food is really, really good. The main dish served to you all, unless you have objections, is sort of this this stuffed goose roasted in honey and herbs. It's very delicious. The fat, the meat just sort of slides right off the bone, and every bite is juicy and filled with delicious fat. It's extremely well done. Very tasty. And the wine they serve is quite good too.
Awesome.
Roasted goose is a bit intense for a lunch.
Nah, just enjoy it while we can. We're gonna be eating nothing but rations soon.
I suppose.
I suppose now would be as good a time as any. I will be playing around with some reworked rest rules in this campaign. While you guys are sleeping in a safe and comfortable area, for example, this manor or a tavern or some such, a long rest is only 8 hours. If you guys are out in the wilderness or any area like that and you set up camp, you need a full 24 hours of light activity to get a long rest.
Does that still count with the meditation for me?
Yes, it would still be 24 hours. It's not as much the sleep itself, so much as having time to give your body like time to recuperate and recover.
Okay.
Especially with the stresses of the environment you guys will be heading into. But I'll also write that down in the group chat, just something to keep in mind going forward.
Rock and roll.
Is that because are we on a clock at all in regards to what Adrian's doing, or?
You don't know, but it might be a decent educated guess to assume that he probably has some kind of greater plan at work.
I'm
okay.
going to discuss everything I know about the town with the rest of the party and relay the information about where everything is that I've been told by Talir, and also relay what Kieran and I spoke about in his room.
Yeah, I can add to that. I'm also there now. Yeah, on that as well, I'm gonna look at Zale and Katu, and I'm gonna say, okay, do you guys know anything about the Scarred Seven? Anything at all? It's a mercenary band that has potential ties to the Jagantoths.
Can
Any
I
of
roll
you with-
history?
Yeah, any of you with a mercenary background can roll his history check.
Could
Obviously.
be.
Nope, might actually be all of you except for Ish. Kieran, you're more of a ranger, and you already made that roll. 13. Katu, the name doesn't even ring a bell. Especially since you don't operate in this area, and they're mostly local band, and neither do you, Zale.
Okay.
Talia, what about you?
The Scarred Seven.
Yeah.
I suppose he ate lunch with the rest of you all then. I'll have him roll another history check. Mercenaries, not this man's area of expertise. No, he doesn't know anything either.
Fuck. Okay.
We can ask around town. It's fine.
Mm.
We'll see if does he know of any Jagantoth contacts?
Hang on. I think I rolled for that. I don't remember what that roll was
Oh
for.
no, he doesn't know
but
specifically, does he?
yeah, he doesn't know specifically.
Okay. I mean, what do you say about scouting out the golden brand?
The way I see it, hitting there is a complete mistake.
I mean, we
I
need
say-
to find out how they're getting the slaves in.
Well, Zell, here's the thing, right? Not only is the Golden Brand got like a normal section and like a VIP section where the real action goes in, but those slaves, no one ever sees them going in or out, like at all. Moorish seems to think it's, in massive quotations, magic.
Magic.
But I believe there might be.
I
some
also
sort of
pitched the
secret
secret tunnel
tunnel?
as well. Don't do me like that.
Yeah, but you doubled
A
down on
secret
magic.
tunnel.
Secret tunnel.
he did put the jazz hands on
I
it.
did.
You doubled down on magic. So
Initially, I think. Oh, sorry.
no. So like, either we find a back door or we find the secret tunnel. You guys are weird. And then we go from there.
You never seen Avatar?
No, I have. This is me RPing.
Oh, sorry.
course.
Sorry.
Of course.
Yes, we are.
Kieran
Weird.
doesn't
The
know what
way-
Avatar is.
The way I see this, we scout out the smaller slave markets first, and we take them out. And then once the
But if-
Mardoons are feeling
I'd say
particularly under the cosh,
Attacking their flagship would give us the immediate notice that we would need
So
for the Jagantoth.
here's the
Ah,
problem.
but
here's-
wait. Oh,
Yep,
okay,
alright.
no.
No.
Fire away.
So the big problem I have with just going after the little ones first is they're gonna know something's up, and then the big one's gonna be harder to go for.
But if we don't make ourselves known to the Jagantoths, then they'll assume the Jagantoths are doing it. If we can stay in secret and subterfugely take out these slave markets,
That's relying on us being sly when we're all heavily armored people. Or
I
infused.
don't know.
Speak for yourself. Look, here's the thing. Let's assume that the Jagantoths know what they're doing. They're gonna know they're not the ones going after they may want to, but they're the one. They know they're not the ones taking out the big one, or the little ones.
The Mardoons won't suspect that, though, and that will escalate tensions between them. And then when we can come in and sweep out the smaller Mardoon businesses, either the Mardoons go into all-out war with Jagantos and
But
we
we
turn
don't
up
want
and help them, or they start evacuating the slaves, at which point we can find out where they're going.
I would say.
Yeah, but again, if they're using magic or a secret tunnel, we're not going to know that because we're not going to know where the secret tunnel goes or what magic they're using.
If we liaise with Talia, we could ask for scouts outside of the city
I recommend
while we... I don't know. I had a plan, but it's being shot down, so I'm going to be sad in the corner.
Look,
And I'm just gonna silently tuck into an entire roast duck on my own.
Yeah, nice.
My thoughts is let's not attack any of their operations yet before we actually have a chance to take a look around and see what we're
I
doing.
said scout. The firebombs come later.
I mean, but we should definitely go for the golden brand first.
I at least want to look at it first.
Yeah.
You know.
See if we can see anything in the main area, and then get a lay of the land around it.
Yeah,
Talia,
the
do you know
count-
when the golden brand opens?
This evening, around 9 p.m., I would say.
And it's what, midday-ish now?
It would be around 12.
No.
12 or 1.
So shopping, and then we go
Have a look.
to the... Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
Everyone else okay with that?
Mm-hmm.
Yo, one sec. Just want to double check something. Alright, yeah, look, if you guys can just get me like 5 things of oil. I don't know what the size is in D&D, but just 5 things of oil and some rope. You guys can meet me there. I want to go check it out like bright and early, kind of thing.
I can give you 50 feet of rope if you want it.
I also
not-
have
not-
50 feet of rope.
Sorry, not rope, string.
String.
Sorry, string. String.
No, I don't
Alright.
have any string. Unfortunately.
I mean,
Okay.
we are in a mansion. You could totally ask for Talia for some oil.
Yeah.
One more thing.
Yeah, buddy.
Alright, Talia
Alright,
gives you this,
I
this...
I don't want to. No, hold on. I don't really want to overstretch what we've been asking for, seeing as we just met.
Well, we've just
I'm
got a lot
already
of gold
ringing
as
the tiny
well.
little
we could
bell.
probably buy some in the town. Why don't we go
Okay.
shopping and then take a look at the golden
Look,
brand?
they've already given me this really nice bow. It's a lot, to be honest,
And 200
already?
gold.
and like a lot of gold.
Yeah.
Platinum, sorry.
20 platinum.
Platinum.
Sorry. Yeah. Or 40.
Shopping it is.
Yeah, let's go shopping.
Alright. To not spend too much time, unless there's something extravagant you all are looking for, like magic items, mundane stuff is easy enough to find. Shadycreek Run has a pretty prominent mercantile side, actually. A lot of businesses pop up. Funny thing about having a place that has no taxes or laws. The merchants do quite well, assuming they can keep themselves protected from criminals and such. So any mundane items you guys want to buy, it's easy enough. I'll just tell me what you want and I'll give you the prices.
Is there any
Just your
potions?
basic healing potions. I think they're
Base-
50 gold, aren't they?
Yes, basic healing potions are 50 gold. Now healing potions are a pretty hot commodity, and rather expensive, and actually somewhat rare. They're technically magic items in and of themselves, so I'm gonna have you to ask someone to roll an investigation check to be able to find them.
Hey, I'll take a look. Nat 20.
Nat 20. Alright, actually, if any of you all remember, you weren't there personally. Actually, at this point, nobody is. But Ishmine actually did find an herbalist at one point. This sort of half-sunken structure in the middle of the city, like a building that's half underground, half submerged. And the door into it is very squat. You have to duck your head quite low to get inside, Morish. But inside, you find this low-lit building with lots of shelves and lots of weird elixirs and vials and such on them. The place is run by this eclectic halfling man with a balding head and wild eyes. And what voice should I give this guy?
Weasel.
German.
Healing potions. Okay. What exactly do you want? How many?
A couple for me, please. 2.
2. I have 6 in total.
Yeah, I'll take 2, please.
Alright, that would be 100 gold for you.
Okay.
I
And-
also wanted to.
Is there any way to
Hun-
get a bulk deal? Can I roll up like a? Can I try and persuade him to give us a little bit of a discount if we buy more?
Make a persuasion check.
2 in a row.
Wow! Good shit, man. Good shit. Okay. Well, they are quite expensive, and this is a lot of money. Tell you what, if you buy all 6, I'll give you them for 250 gold. Basically knocking 50 gold off the price.
So we get 1 for free.
Mm-hmm. Buy 5, get 1 free.
I'm happy to do that. I think.
I'll chuck in 100.
I'll check
Gold
in
and I'll-
some as well.
Alright, so who's spending what?
I'm spending 100 gold, and I'll knock
Okay.
that off.
Yeah, I'll spend 100.
I'll cover the 50 then, I suppose.
Got it. Alright, I will trust you
So-
all to deduct that yourselves.
yeah.
If I
Yeah,
catch any of you
and-
cheating, I will cut your balls off.
Yeah, no worries.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Just
question.
I'm into that.
I.
What is the best weapon I can get for 653 gold?
For 653 golds, I mean, if you're just speaking mundane weapons, it's almost more a matter of taste than anything. Were you looking for like a two-hander, a one-hander, a
Two-hander, like
polearm?
a +1 or something like. Because I have a battle axe at the moment, but
Ah.
just get something slightly better.
How much gold did you say you have?
653.
653. So +1 weapons are rather rare. They are actually magical.
Okay.
So-
Well, I mean, if I can't afford it, I can't afford it. I just want to know what the best thing I can get is.
Yeah, a +1 weapon typically runs for about like 1100 gold. Prices vary depending on what exactly weapon you're getting, but it would be pretty pricey.
Okay, great. I
Um,
will stick with the battle axe.
I wanted to
Gotcha.
get some kind of incendiary device, like a Molotov cocktail or something. Now, I'm not clued up on D&D items specifically.
mhm.
So just to tell you now, the string and the oil pots, I'm wanting to use them as makeshift Molotovs.
Okay, I am on board with that, and
I'm not exactly sure how we're gonna roll that or play that.
I mean that's easy enough. Oil actually has a inbuilt properties for that. So for example, if you like douse someone in oil, the next time they take fire damage, they take 5 extra fire damage from that source. I would say if you had like a Molotov cocktail made from a mundane oil flask, it would be something like probably like 2d6 fire damage on impact, and then possibility to catch them on fire and do a little DOT as well.
Yeah, that sounds fair.
I'm done with that.
So the string was obviously to stick in, and then maybe I was gonna have some left over to maybe start some sort of fire, but the main reason was makeshift Molotovs.
Oh, with the potions, by the way, I'm gonna take 2 of them. I'm guessing Zale's gonna take 2.
I took 2.
And then
You took 2.
I'm gonna give 1 to Kieran and the other 1 to Katu.
Okay. I will say Ishyours is not with you all. He is staying at the mansion, if anyone was worried.
Thank God.
Okay, got it.
So you just need to buy the supplies for your makeshift Molotov. That's all I wanted to buy.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Each oil flask is 1 gold pieces, so 5 gold, and the string, I don't know, like 2 copper.
So I will chip in 5 gold for 5. So 2 copper each with a string, so that'll be 5 gold and 10 copper.
If you want, I could just deduct it from my money, and you can just keep yours. It's fine.
Okay. And then because I wanted 5, and then I'll just make like a.
Or you want to make some for
Little thing
yourself
room.
as well.
I want Molotovs.
Yeah.
In terms of light source, but how would I ignite it? I'd need something to ignite it.
I have a tin
So
box.
yes, actually, there's
about a
no
tinderbox?
like lighters in this world. There are tinderboxes, but they take an action to light them up, and then it would be a separate action to throw the item. Make a intelligence check if you want to see if there's anything more convenient. You are in the place for such items. $13. Okay, 13's not bad. So you do actually know of this elixir called Alchemist's Fire, which explodes on impact. It's a little more potent than straight oil. It costs 50 gold for one like throwable of it, however, so it's rather pricey. As for making your own with a 13, it wouldn't be enough to know what materials or whatever you'd need, but you know about that.
I would like to buy 2 of the alchemist fire then.
Okay. I'm pretty
Oh.
sure that's a straight item in D&D Beyond, so you can add that to your
Yeah, it
sheet
is.
and 100 gold.
Okay, days. Manage inventory.
All right.
Right, while
anything
I
else?
figure this out, if you guys want to roleplay the rest of the shopping and that.
I think I'm good for shopping now.
Katu, Kieran?
I'm at the moment. I'm not at the shops. I'm at
Right.
Well, I was going to the Golden Brand.
Okay. Easy enough. Is there anything you'd like to do, Katsu? If not, we'll switch back to Kieran and see what he's up to.
It's Dave
I think Dave might be AFK. No worries in that case.
Yeah, he said they're going AFK for a minute or two, so
I do see
just
that.
before the 2 net 20s came out.
No worries. What moments he missed. Okay, Kieran. So not hard at all to find the brand. It's not hidden in any way, shape, or form. It's actually kind of a town centerpiece. This massive, imposing building, 2 stories tall, actually almost into 3 because of the high, slanted roof. No windows, oddly enough, that you can see. Not even on the 2nd story. It's all just straight stone walls with wood bracing. The front entrance is this sort of big double door, big heavy like oak paneling. 2 bouncers stand there with it's not opening hours, but they still stand and guard with their hands on these long spears, giving you a look as you walk past. What in particular are you looking for as you scout the outside of the building?
Well, first of all, I'd like to stealth.
Okay, make a stealth check. 13.
Wow.
I thought we were being
Actually-
fairly incognito while there's other people frequenting the place.
Yeah, you're not. It's not like. It's not like you're doing anything wrong by being out and about. You're just walking around. It's more about like looking actively like you're not casing the joint. With a 13, I'd say it's not too hard to just sort of blend into the crowd, keep eyes on things. What exactly are you looking for?
You know, entry points, windows, structural weaknesses, a wall
Got
that
it.
looks like it could easily be kind of pushed down or broken down. Just
Uh,
like ways of entering or ways of leaving.
Sure.
Also,
I'll have you
definitely
make 2
keep a lookout-
checks.
Definitely gonna look out for that secret tunnel if I find it.
Let's start with a perception check.
Okay.
23. Ah, pretty good. Pretty
That's
good.
9.
I know.
Plus
man.
nine.
We've been over
Ex-
this. Yes, it's a plus.
Expertise.
Jesus
Yeah.
fuck.
Yep. Yep.
Still
I
high,
can
I'll tell
range,
doesn't
man.
it?
you,
This is
I
still
can
high.
tell you after how I got that if you're keen.
But yes, Kieran, your eyes are very sharp. You are adept at seeking out details, and this is not necessarily your preferred environment. You're more of a woodsman than an urban hunter, but you've done jobs in all sorts of places, and you know what it means to case a joint. You look around, head like sort of angled at the ground, but eyes looking over the structure, looking for entry points and exits, like you said. You signed one side door that looks like it leads into some kind of staff area, maybe a kitchen or some sort of other out of the way. There's a back door that is also guarded by one man with a spear. There are a couple outhouses and the like that are not out. They wouldn't be outhouses at this point. They're just bathrooms, like buildings that are sort of attached to the outside. Not too many in the way of entry. All the entry points that you see are all guarded, but with a 23 perception, I will say, as you return to the main square, just sort of looking up at the front of the building, you feel a faint rumbling beneath your feet, like a faint vibration. and you close your eyes and you listen and you focus against the noise of the crowd all around you, and you hear a familiar sound to you. It's rushing water under the ground beneath you.
Sewer system.
Hmm. Interesting. So all those doors are guarded, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The staff door just has a lowly guard standing outside. The others have much tougher looking men with spears and armor.
Okay. Could I try to follow the water in the opposite direction and look for a way in to the sewers, like a grate or whatever?
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Or the
Make an
equivalent of what
investigation
would be
check.
there.
Investigation 11. 11's not bad. And you're just looking for like a simple grate or some such, which there would be. There's a few, well, not grates exactly. These aren't asphalt streets,
Or the
but
equivalent, you know.
yeah,
equivalent
exactly.
entry.
There's a few like runoff points, like little tunnels carved out of the ground that lead out, running with like a little babbling brook of sewer water. And you don't exactly get on hands and knees and start crawling through or anything, but you sort of clock their presence, and they're a little tight. You could get through without having to stoop or anything. Your bigger friends would have to crawl, but they would lead into the sewers, and you reckon from the direction of the water that it would probably lead you where you need to go.
Okay. I would like to follow the sewer towards the golden brand. Could I?
So, like, from above ground, right? Or do you mean go into it?
No, go in.
Go
On your
into
own.
it.
Are
I mean,
we
I assume-
following him? Are
I
you
assume
just
you
on your
guys are
Larry?
market,
At
right?
this point, you all are still shopping.
Okay.
I'm scouting.
All right.
Reconnaissance.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, you want to enter the sewers then? Okay, okay. Make a stealth check as you go in. It's still midday. There's still people around. Let's see if you can get in there. 20, much better. All right. Yeah, I'd say you wait for your opening. Wait until you see nobody's passing by. The traffic dies down momentarily. No one's looking at you, and you dart into the sewers. The smell hits you pretty quickly. I mean, it's waste. There's shit in here. It smells. It stinks. The water is not treated with anything at all, so the smell is sort of just of raw human output. But you push through. You've dealt with worse, of course. Do you have dark vision?
As a halfling, that I don't believe I do.
Okay.
No, I do have a hooded lantern.
You do have a hooded lantern. Yep, you would have to light that up as you go along. And I'll just, you would know this. Hard to be stealthy in the dark with a lantern.
Well, hooded lantern, obviously still
It's,
a lantern.
It's a lantern.
but-
It basically, people won't be able to see light from behind you, but anything ahead of you will still see the light.
Okay, sure. That's
All right.
fine. Well, then I'll just be extra vigilant.
Got it. Yep. Nope. You carry on deeper into the sewers. This doesn't have the look of a sewer that's well maintained. You get the sense there's not a lot of like civic projects that go along in Shadycreek Run. You're not sure who built these sewers, if they did it out of the kindness of their heart, or if they had to be paid or extorted into it, or what have you. But the maintenance is not very well at all. You come to these sort of stone walls that are crumbling in on themselves, decrepit. The water looks like it's eroded away a lot of the structure here. And before too long, you will begin to hear the sounds of creatures. Just a few rats here and there at first, and then quite a bit more rats, and then quite a bit more. And it's starting to remind you of those rat swarms that attacked you in that ritual chamber. I'd say at this point you can stop or you can carry on, but you see them. You see their presence.
Would I have any sort of idea how far away from the gold brand I would be?
You've been walking for about, I'd say 5 minutes or so. And the sewer entrance you found was a bit a ways up the street. It'd probably be like 20 more minutes of walking before you got close to that location.
Damn civic projects. Let's keep going for a little bit.
All right. Make a stealth check with disadvantage, so straight roll with your cloak. Unless you want to turn off your lantern.
Oh.
Well,
Well, no. Too late.
gotcha. 6. The sounds of boots through water is rather loud in the darkness, and your lantern doesn't help things. The rats, you ignore them at first. They're just rats. What do you care? Little things. And then there's more of them. And then there's more of them. And then you begin to realize these things are not afraid of you. They keep walking right up to your boots and sniffing at your ankles. You have to sort of kick a few of them off your shoes for a bit. And they just keep on coming. They are not afraid of you at all. In fact, you begin to look and you see their frames a little emaciated. These guys look hungry. And suddenly, like thick, billowing, moving carpets, you see 2 swarms approach you in the narrow confines of this tunnel. Let me draw this out for you.
Oh boy.
Oh dear.
Just out of curiosity, do we know where he's gone?
Nope.
Nobody, I don't.
I told you that I'm going to the Golden Brand. I didn't tell you I'd be going into a sewer because I didn't know I'd be going into a sewer.
Let me. Alright, where did I put. Oh, there it is.
Oh, you silly
So-
sausage.
Let me tweak these guys a bit. They're not quite the same rats that you encountered there, so they're not going to do like the massive fuck off damage that those other rats did.
No, it's
Um,
fine. Okay, so
but-
I would like to cast Speak with Animals.
Okay. Alright. Give me just a sec here.
Nice.
Just want to keep updating these guys in case it does come to that. I'll tell you, last time the Ravening Swarms in that ritual chamber did 3d8 damage on a hit.
I remember.
These guys are not quite as strong, but they're still quite.
2d6,
Alright.
cool.
Yes. Alright, yeah, go ahead and cast that. What do you say in this moment as the rats are swarming toward you?
Hold it. I mean no harm, and if you do not harm me, I might be able to bring you back some food.
It's food, the word food that they latch onto. You hear like a cacophony, like a chorus of voices swarming at your feet. They go, food, 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 food. One slightly more intelligent rat that seems to be like the leader of the swarm says, but you are food! You are food!
Oh, I'm not food. I'm not a very tasty meal, I promise you. But
Make
I can
a
bring-
deception check.
Deception check.
Well, I guess it would be persuasion or deception.
Let's see. Am I yummy or am I not yummy? That is.
Yeah, it's this is a check to see how much of a snack you are.
So either one, or you want one? in
Either's
particular?
fine.
Well, both have the same word. Let's go deception.
Oh wow,
Nice.
good roll. Okay. Not food. Not food. Not food. Not food. Then where food? Where food?
Food is on the surface, above sewer. Lots of food.
But bright up there. Don't like light. Don't like light.
Exactly. Which is why, if you let me pass, I can bring you back some food.
With a 15 deception, rats not the strongest at forward planning or like delayed gratification or what have you. But with a 15 deception, I would say the rats pacify at your feet and allow you to go through.
I keep going.
All right, you keep going. How long does Speak with Animals? 10 minutes? Okay.
10 minutes.
And I said the sewers are 20 minutes before you reach the tunnels. Roll another. Roll a
so
d20 for me.
Tell-
You want a
tell me
high
what I'm-
number.
Tell you what I'm gonna do quickly. I'm gonna take
Okay.
out one of the. Let me just double check. Yes, I'm gonna take out one of the ration packs. I'm gonna kind of like, pick out the dried jerky, and I'm gonna like scatter a few of them on the floor.
I'm gonna ask you to make a wisdom check real quick. Just straight wisdom.
Okay.
Oh,
Ooh, nat 20. Okay, as you think to do this, you get a thought in the back of your head. That little food, these are massive rat swarms. They could devour your body like a piranha eats a cow in seconds and not be full. You get
I
the
see.
sense that feeding them such a small amount would only stoke their hunger more.
Okay, never mind. We won't do that then.
If you like broke up all of, how many rations do you have on you right now?
15.
15. I would say if you did 12 whole ration packs, that would be enough to satiate the horde.
Yeah, let's do it. Fuck it.
Okay, got it. You leave the food, and just as these rats are having this moment of question, like, do we really want to let this guy pass when we could just eat him now? Like, why wait for food? That's stupid. You get food for them, and they realize the wonders of delayed gratification as they pack into these rations and are satiated. Friend, bring food, good friend, they say at your feet as you pass.
Oof. Close one. Alright, cool. I'm gonna keep going.
Excellent. I would say I like that solution. I'm not going to have you roll for a random encounter. 20 minutes, eventually your spell fades, but you make it through. Eventually, you reach a point where the sewers... Make a perception check, just as you're going along. Ooh, 23, very nice. Okay. So eventually, just as you're about to reach, like, within 5 minutes of where the Golden Brand would be, their location, and you have a sense, general good sense of direction as a ranger, that the sewers are not like a straight line. They bend and they curve and they twist. There's lots of branching off tunnels. You have to pick different directions to go down to keep moving. But you trace out a decent little route, and eventually you spot this flaw in the wall. Just this one stone that looks a little bit off from all the rest, a little discolored. That's about it. You just see it there.
Can I try to, like, push it in or pull it?
You push it in. Yep. And it moves freely. You push it in. You keep pushing. Nothing seems to happen until eventually you hear something click as the stone hits some kind of mechanism on the far end of wherever you pushed it to. The stone pops back out, pushing your hand back as a wall splits open and a passage is revealed to you.
Ooh, is anybody in the passage?
Secret tunnel.
Secret tunnel.
Sort of flashing your light, looking in. Well, you'd have to flash your light to see, but no, you don't see anything at the moment.
Is there anything of interest there, like a ladder or stairwell or people or barrels?
It's
crates,
for
anything
now,
like that?
it's just a like a sheer stone tunnel, about the size of 7 feet tall or so. Pretty narrow overall, but you can fit through easily enough. It just keeps going and eventually hooks around a corner and you can't see past, but you can still hear the sound of rushing water, louder actually, coming from this tunnel. The sewers are mostly like a trickle, about like ankle high at most, but the sound of the water rushing deeper in that tunnel indicates something much larger.
Okay, let's keep going.
Alright. I would say at this time, about an hour's passed and you all have finished up with your shopping, Morrisdale and Katsu. Talir agreed to follow you all, but since you guys didn't indicate that you would be doing anything major, he's sort of like following at a distance, just sort of casually enjoying a day off while keeping you guys in the corner of his vision. If there's anything you all would like to do, again, you don't know where Kieran has gone off to or what he's up to, but around this time you're emerging from the shop.
I imagine I'd make my way to, I assume, congregate at the market outside the Golden Brand.
Okay. The rest of you all in agreement?
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Yeah, so you guys make your way to the market. And at this point it's around 3 p.m., 6 hours before opening time. You still see the guard. You see everything Kieran saw, the guards and all that. If you'd like, you can make perception checks to catch that same sound that he did, or
Yeah, why not?
why not?
I mean a general perception check, obviously.
Ooh,
Oh my
boy.
God.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
Hey!
19. Unfortunately, 19 is not quite enough. It was DC 20 on that. It's quite a
Hard check.
quite a serious thing, but looking over, sort of casing the joint just like Kieran did. No entrances or exits as far as you can tell. Well, aside from the obvious ones, no unguarded entrances or exits. Not even windows. Although, with a 20 perception, actually, at some point you would spot this sort of approaching from a ways in. You actually see the glint of glass from the rooftop as you see what appears to be some kind of skylight.
Okay.
Um,
Cool. I'll
but-
bank that information for now.
Sure. But there you all stand on the outside. Is there any particular action, anything further you'd like to take beyond just cursory glance?
Look around for Kieran. Obviously, I know I can't see him out of, but yeah, see if I can see.
Cannot see him. Nope, he is gone at this point.
You just hear from underground, secret tunnel!
Secret tunnel. No, yeah, just
Got it.
generally mill about.
Got it. In that case, Kieran, following this tunnel, eventually you come to the banks of what appears to be some kind of underground river. And it's the stone tunnel sort of loops down and eventually widens out into this sort of platform. The stone platform that seemed to have been carved, almost perhaps by hand or maybe by magic, you can't really tell. But it's smooth, sheer stone. And there is this underground river just coursing. Not too wide, I'd say like maybe 20 feet across, all in all. Just going at a pretty decent pace. It's not like Russian. It's not whitewater or anything, but it's quite fast, and you can't tell how deep it is. But you get the sense, especially as a smaller sized person, it would be a bit of a struggle to keep yourself silent and in control if you were to just jump in there.
Yeah. Is there? What can I see on the other side?
Like across the platform to the How do you mean by other side?
Am I not trying to like cross the river? Or can I just
Well,
keep going along the side.
so the stone path just enters and hits like a platform that just stops basically. So you're on this platform with the river underneath you. I'll draw it out. Let me get rid of these rats.
Yeah, thanks. 'Cause I'm probably more imagining like a cistern type thing.
Yeah.
Let me so basically think of this platform. This is like a little stone platform that's just there, and then there's water sort of going like this. The path you came in from was, let's say, like here-ish. And then it's just stone wall on the other side.
Okay. So the path literally just ends like here.
Yes.
Can I see anything down? Actually, which way is the water rushing? Sorry, is it rushing like this way?
Yeah, basically.
Okay. Can I see anything down there?
Flashing your light, like further down in the tunnel. What's the range on your lantern?
Unhooded, it is 30 feet. Hold on, sorry. A hooded lamp casts bright light in a 30-foot radius and dim light for another 30 feet once lit. Yeah. So 30 feet bright, 30 feet dim.
Got it. You just see the tunnel goes on and on. The light eventually peters off into darkness, and it just seems to extend a ways. Make another perception check. 22. Man, you do not fail with these. Okay. Actually, as you're sort of looking further down in the tunnel, you almost sort of stumble over it at your feet as you see this, looks like some kind of post or a mooring, just sort of sticking up out of the stone. And you see, oh, this is for tying boats to.
Interesting. Okay. There are no boats around, are there? Like at all?
Nope. Just the platform in the water right now.
Do I have any? I wonder.
If you're sufficiently athletic enough, you might be able to climb along the side of the stone wall, but it would be quite taxing.
Can I wall run?
Not for that long, unfortunately.
Damn. Just trying to like see if I have anything like long to see how far down the water goes. Or if I have anything I can use as like a floaty device.
I suppose that would be up to you and your inventory.
Yeah, I'm trying to see. I don't think so. Okay, but would I be able to make a educated guess that this is going underneath the
Yeah. No roll
Golden
needed.
brand?
No roll needed.
I can like
Given-
identify this is the same thing I heard, yeah.
Yes, this is the water you heard from on the street above, and thinking just logistically or logically how this would work, you get the sense they're probably transporting these slaves using this underground river.
Okay. But where does the river come from now? Okay. I'm gonna assume that closer to 9 p.m. is when the boats come down the river.
Not a bad
So-
guess to make.
Yeah, so I think with that, I think I'm satisfied, and I'm gonna go back the way I came, back out the sewers.
Got it. I assume you're closing the door behind you.
It was
This
yes, yeah.
Got it. Yep, easy enough.
It was
And eventually
keen
you make
mind.
your
I
way.
remember all of this.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Yeah.
Damn that feat. But yeah, no worries at all. The rats are still pacified as you make your way back out. And you know the route basically to get there.
Awesome.
Right. And eventually you make your way, meet up with the rest of the group who are sort of loitering on the outside of the market.
I'm gonna kind of wave them over.
Yeah, go over and
Bye, guys.
what's going on, man?
G'day.
Where have you been?
Scouting.
Why do you
Take my
smell like
dinner
shit?
He does smell like shit,
Why do you-
actually.
Why do you smell like shit?
I take my job seriously.
That explains nothing.
I know. All right, listen up. So. Hey man, it's pretty hard to look cool when you're a halfling. Anyway, look. So, I
Covered in shit.
Maybe the boots. Actually, waist type probably. Anyway, so, alright. So, I found a secret underground river which is going towards the Golden Bread.
You get a big grin and I go, do you mean a secret tunnel?
Yeah. So I assume they're using boats to transport slaves. That's the good part. I found the actual tunnel. The bad part is I had to go through the sewers to get there.
Did you find anything untoward in there?
Oh, also the other bad news is you might not be able to fit in the sewers.
How big
Yeah.
were they once you were in?
So once you get into the area where you, like the main walking path, about 7 feet tall, maybe 10, 12 feet wide. So big enough for you all to fit through and walk. The main entrance Kieran squeezed through, you're probably gonna have to crawl, like worm crawl, to get through
I mean-
and eat a
I
bunch
mean,
of
like,
shit,
so-
like literally.
Yeah, so it's the main. It's like the entrance I had to use to get into the sewers. Would they be able to get in there? I think
They
Norwich
would,
might be able
just be
to.
very undignified.
There'd be another
They don't-
entrance?
Okay, so they could fit through if they really tried.
If they're, you'd have to crawl through, sort of
Alright.
army crawl through, but you could do it.
Alright. Alright, so yeah, look, I had to go through the sewer, you'll be able to fit through, but it's gonna be a bit of a squeeze for you. Also, another thing, how many ration packs do you guys all have?
I have 15.
10. How many?
15.
15? 10? Katu?
I have 10 and another 5 on the camel.
Alright, cool. I'm gonna need 15 from you, just in total. I made
Ow.
a bit of I made a deal down there.
I'll give
give
you
it
5.
5.
Yeah.
That's perfect. So if I have 5 from each of you, that's perfect, because I don't have any left. I made a bit of a deal with some giant rats, so they won't eat us.
Let's hope they don't implement a toll system while you leave, since 12 each.
I'm sure the gratification of bringing him food back will be more than enough. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Okay, I'll check in 5.
Is there anywhere like quiet we can sneak in? Because I'm guessing the square's still quite busy.
At the moment, yes.
Because I'm not very good at being sneaky.
Right. Business might die down around 7 p.m. or so. Things might get quiet as the majority of people's jobs end and they go home to prepare for whatever night activities they have. But for the moment, it's still quite busy.
So, is the plan to go in when you believe the boats will arrive?
Well, I don't know exactly when the boat's going to arrive, but I assume they're going to arrive sometime before 9 p.m.
Okay.
It looks
So-
like
And
they
what's,
might
what's the plan? Is
transport.
what, take out the guards and pose as the transporters? Let the slaves
Well,
go
it-
and go in?
Depends how many guards are there. There might be a lot. There might not be a lot. There might be none. We don't know.
They're gonna
it's- Yeah,
they're gonna
what's
have
up?
their most amount of guards when they're open and openly trading. So there's got to be a window where we go in. Security's low because I don't know what the general how well equipped these people are, but there's only 4 of us. Well, 5 if we get to control-ish.
How would we get a boat down there, though?
No. So
No,
I
what
don't
I'm saying
know-
is if we're going to go in when they're not bringing the boats in, when there's a window, because the window would be when they're opening and bringing the slaves in.
yes.
If we don't go in at that point, we're going to have to take our own boat down there. How would we
Or
do
we
that?
just swim.
Swim.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I reckon if we go in there a couple hours before, or maybe 3, should be something.
I say we sneak into the sewers like around closing down time, and either we interrupt them moving the slaves back out and commandeer the boat, or we clean out security when it's low and the front doors are shut.
Well, I mean, there's another option. One of the side doors has one guard. Doesn't seem to really be that competent. If you want, we might be able to take him down quietly. Then I can get us inside. That's another option, but it might be a tad more risky. Well, I mean, they're both risky. Let's be honest.
We could equally pay him.
We could, but what's to really stop him from just taking the money and squealing?
Ratting us out.
True.
Yeah.
True.
I vote for the going down into the secret tunnel and
Then
Same.
All right. Sounds
Okay. What time do you want to make this play?
what time is it now?
You said that
1
they
in the
open up at-
morning. I have
They-
no idea when they close.
So the slave market thing opens at 9 p.m. And the educated guess that Kieran's going with is that their boats will come down a few hours before they open up just to get everything in order.
Yeah, it's probably a good shout.
Like, what is our objective here? Is it slave liberation, or is it
Just taking
kill a
down-
few guards and
Well, I mean, your objective is your own. Right now, we're trying to get in contact with the Jaggeruths.
Jagantoths.
Jagantoths.
Jaggertoths. Thank you. I'm thinking of World of Warcraft. And then it was to get like their attention. We did
So-
some scouting, or I did some scouting, and it seems like the best way to get in is either that one door with the very incompetent guard, or going down, braving the sewers, and then seeing if we can commandeer one of their boats to come in, with a bit of stealth.
What's our objective once we're in there, though? We should decide that before we go in.
we want to make this a showpiece so we attract Jagantoth attention.
So what, we liberate the slaves from inside?
Liberate the slaves, kill the guards,
It's gonna be a
Right.
lot of
Make out like-
guards.
make out like thieves.
Yeah, like pretty much just shut down the whole thing, I guess.
Okay.
But yeah.
Then I'm gonna relay this to Talir before we go ahead and do this.
Don't. It'll be funny if you didn't.
I'm gonna tell him of the plan that we're gonna, that we found. Well,
All
Kieran,
right.
not we. Kieran found a tunnel.
Right. He gives a sage nod. And he sort of considers the information for a while. It could work. It certainly could. I do not know what resistance will be like on the inside. Who can?
Is there any way we could make a distraction elsewhere to draw the guards away?
An idea. Oh no,
Hmm.
not to draw them away, but I had an idea.
Go on, shoot.
Hmm.
Either Kieran and Moorish go through the tunnels after opening, when the tunnels should be fairly quiet after the slaves have already moved in. They come in through the back while me and Katu come through the front. We make a violent display that drives out the public, and we fight inside the golden. After the public have left, we fight inside the brand, then we take the slaves back out through the tunnel.
I think it's an idea.
How?
So 2 from the front, 2 come up from the back.
How about we create a distraction as well? Try and draw at least some of them away.
That's why I wanted to hit the smaller slave markets.
Yeah, but why don't we ask Talir if there's anything? And then he said he couldn't directly get involved, didn't they?
I know this is a bit meta, but could we use Ish as a distraction?
I'm going to leave Ish out of this game just in case. We'll if Kunch comes
Nothing
back in
dangerous,
time
actually,
to.
but-
Well,
Could we?
you say that, but I've D&D has a way of turning things on its head, so you can consider Ish out of the equation for the time being until
Could we
Kunch
use
comes
the
back.
camel as a distraction?
We,
The
right,
thought
we,
also
set,
crossed my mind.
we set Julian on fire and just send him running into the golden brand.
Talir, is there anything you can do at all? Any outside
Well-
contacts that you know could help us create a distraction?
Outside contacts, no. Oddly enough, that would put my family more at risk. But I know a few spells personally. I'm treated as something like an independent operative. If I could help you of my own volition, I would not be representing my family. But there are no outside resources I can offer.
What do we say? Talir, make
I-
a distraction?
I will say, if that is your aim, there are likely to be all sorts of people and parties inside the building itself. There may be those you could help sway to your aid with coin or some sort of argument.
What if we could just pay some like homeless people to go like create distractions at a couple of the smaller slave markets?
I mean, what I will say is there's definitely some mercenaries around who you might be able to help get help to help you. It's just a question of how much they're gonna want.
We could pull
You
some
are
money.
just 4, and that is quite a small number, especially compared to what you face. I fear that on your own, you may find yourselves overwhelmed quite quickly.
Let's get a merc group. Cause a distraction to draw some of them away, and a merc group for extra.
I still don't think hitting the brand's the best idea first.
The more we hit the other ones, the more guarded this place will be, because they'll know we'll be coming for it. If we hit this one first,
How-
the smaller ones will
How about
disintegrate.
this, right? How about this? How about we all go into the brand, see what kind of numbers are there, and we take a look at hitting it another day.
Yeah,
I mean, that's also an option.
there's always an
We
We
option.
don't have to hit
could.
tonight.
We could hit the other smaller slave markets, then when they strengthen security of the brand, we could hit the Mardoon's main house.
That's gonna be guarded regardless.
But we'll be drawing away to the brand because they'll want to protect their main asset.
Speaking of main assets, what if we just fucking firebomb their house tonight?
I was gonna say, can we not just set some? I was gonna say the same thing. Can we not just set something on fire?
We could go set some
Yeah.
of the smallest, but like we can't do this. We'd have to hit the jewel places if we're gonna
Yeah.
set stuff on fire. Well, we could start with that, I suppose. Why don't we look?
Verb, what's the time right now in game?
Time about 3 p.m.
3 p.m. Okay, not too late. You know what? Fuck it. Okay, I've changed my mind above table. I think hit one of the small ones, firebomb the main house, come back to the brand, see how it's doing. Potentially another small one, come back and see.
Yeah, I'm a bit wary going into a potential fight without Kutch.
Yeah, I don't think hitting the
Yeah.
brand above table. I really don't think hitting the brand's a good
yeah,
idea.
yeah. No, I see where you're coming from now. I'm kind of in agreement with just the four
That's
of us. It might not be. Kuch might come back like the next weekend. It's just a whole bunch of new people. Just like.
Hmm.
Yeah.
if hmm.
I mean, like, look, we have the information about the sewers and the tunnel with the water, secret tunnel. So we have that now. We know about that. We can always come back to it when Kutch is around.
Yeah. Yeah, I would like to have our cleric with us.
Yeah, because as much as my backup character kicks a lot of ass, I would rather not just throw this one to death for no reason.
Yeah, for sure. And we can plan a bit better and see if we can make some contacts and get some people to help us to hit the main one when the time comes.
I will say, also above table, I hesitate to speak up as a DM just because players tend to take that input a lot more seriously. But there's also the possibility of scouting the interior. If you're looking to find out the kind of guards or anyone in there, there's always the possibility of just walking into the front door as patrons.
Yeah, I
or-
suggested that as well. That we could just go in there and take a look.
Yeah, I'm happy to do
That is
that.
another option.
Like when it opens, we could come
Yeah,
back.
I'm happy to
I-
go in.
yeah,
when it's
I
open.
Yeah, I just want to make it clear. I'm not stressing that you guys have to attack this place full hog like
Yeah.
right
Bro
away.
wants us to attack, guys. We gotta attack.
Yeah.
He said attack.
I spend the rest of my money on alchemist fire and I just throw them all at the brand.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I don't.
Fuck it. I'm gonna sell every item I have to buy a +1 short bow. Let's go.
Okay.
No.
So should we go and take a look at one of the smaller ones? And also maybe another. Split up and take a look for at the smaller slave
Yeah,
markets and see
I
if we can
think
find some
even-
mercs.
Even this session, we don't necessarily have to attack anything. We
No.
could just use this session with Kutch not here to just take a look around and see what's what.
Yeah.
I mean, like, some of us could take a look at the small ones, and some of us could take a look at the big one and see what's up there. Above table as well, I do have a sending stone, so I can give the second stone to someone, and we can communicate that way. If you guys are into that.
I mean, I'm happy to split up into like 2 different groups
I
to
know
go
it's a-
and achieve,
Yeah.
Yep, that works for me. I mean, obviously, Cat is not the most perceptive or stealthy of characters, so
I mean, but you have a mercenary background, don't you?
yes.
So I'm more leaning towards going to see if we can find any mercenaries that would be willing to work against the Mardoons. Not like
Well,
that.
I say background with like a lowercase b. It's not like an official D&D thing. It's just part of our history.
No,
I mean, there is a whole family that wants to hit the Mardoons, so if we coordinate with the Jagantoths...
but we
Yeah,
can't
but that's
get their attention.
the whole purpose of this exercise was to
Oh,
get
yeah,
their
'cause we
attention.
can't- yeah.
G'day, I'm looking for the Gigantorths. We hate the Mardoons.
Yeah.
We want to help. Where are they? Yeah, no. So the whole purpose was to like find these guys, to hit these guys, to get contacted by these other guys, to do more things with those guys. But like the more I'm thinking about this, the more I'm like, yeah, that we don't have
don't have the
nearly
hit.
enough information.
Yeah. Okay, well, we still got like 6 hours before the place opens, don't we?
Yeah.
And is there like a place mercenaries gather, or are they just all scattered about the town?
Make a history check, Kieran. Morris, make a straight intelligence check. 13. 15. So Morris, you've not been here long enough to know specifically if they have any gathering spots, but I mean, you know mercenaries. You've done some sellsword work yourself. They tend to gather a lot around bars, taverns, similar such places. There might be a few establishments nearby where you could think to find a group. Kieran, kind of coming to the same conclusion. You don't know anything specific, just generalities. And Katsu, you are occupied with your fingernails.
Could I ask Talia for the names or locations of nearby Mardoon jewellery stores?
That's an interesting question. They don't sell the jewelry straight into the market, as
It's
it
not
were.
like...
Mostly they are providers to the stores of the Empire and such. Oddly enough, most of their jewelry has very little to do with what you would wear in rings. Primarily they deal in arcane reagents and materials for spellcasting.
Ideally, what we're looking for is somewhere the Mardoons trade from out of that's just like a bricks and mortar building.
I
That
will
would
have
be-
him make an intelligence check.
I have an
Some-
idea.
No.
Oof. So I have an idea. Like you said that those jewelry stores are like general stores, right?
Like, how do you mean?
So the jewelry that the Mardoons partake in, it's like provided to stores who sell them, right?
Yeah, they're kind of like wholesalers and
Distributors.
like
So
yeah, like
what if-
retail providers.
Yeah. So what if the most intimidating of us go to those stores and say, yeah, look, we're looking for our protection fee, make it double. Mardoon says hi, and then we just sow some fucking chaos that way.
I mean, I have pretty high intimidation above table.
So do I.
Yeah, I got
And
plus
if-
7.
Mine's
If
plus
they-
5.
+7.
Yeah, plus 7.
His mic fucking echoed. +5.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. So I don't really know if the Mardoons do like a protection racket type thing, but if they do, it just means that like we're taking more money from the Mardoons, and these guys are getting pissed off at the Mardoons. That is another plan, I guess.
So we hit the jewelry stores they distribute to.
That's an idea.
The general
well.
stores Mardoon owned, or is it just the jewellery being supplied to them?
You would not know. Make an intelligence check.
Oh god, please. Fuck you, Zale.
7.
Would I know?
You do not know, Zale. You do not know.
Would I have some idea? Or just not know?
Yeah, go ahead and make a history check, I guess.
Yay.
16, not too bad. Most of the businesses here actually are not directly controlled by the families. Most of them are owner operated. The industry here mostly happens behind closed doors, so no general stores that you are aware of or anything are owned by the Mardoons. Although you get the sense there might be sort of like protection racket schemes going on here, or some other form of indirect taxation.
Okay. Okay, so that is an option. Protection
Hmm.
racket fraud, I guess.
Yeah, that'll probably be one of the few things that it would be useful for
Hmm.
in this
Okay,
kind of
so
scenario.
so there's a few options I see we can do above table. Is one, we can keep taking a look at the Golden Brand and see what the guard numbers inside is, what their layout is, yada yada yada. We could take a look for some of the smaller ones and potentially make a hit now, or we could go ahead and just, or we could try to do the protection racket fraud, or we could just say fuck it and completely hit the Golden Brand now.
I don't think we should hit the golden brand now.
I still stand by my original. Hit the smaller ones first to get them uneasy.
I do like
Because
the
if the
idea
small-
of that
if this-
protection racket.
Yeah, if the smaller ones aren't as protected as the other one, and we start hitting the smaller ones, they're going to have to increase protection at the smaller ones.
Yeah.
And that's going to come from somewhere.
What we could do is we could say Morish and Katu should go see if they can do some protection racket fraud, and then like Zale and I can take a look for some of the smaller ones and see what we can do there. We can do that, or we could just go together.
I'm happy
small
to
ones.
go and look for some protection racket stuff if
Yeah.
Katsu wants to come along.
Yeah, works.
How will I know where to meet you, Kieran? Once.
I give you a stone.
Okay.
It's magical.
Rock and roll.
You hear me saying good day through it.
Okay. And I'm guessing I can talk back?
Yeah.
Cool. And is it like
Just
in
don't
my...
break it, Lee.
Okay, I
Don't
won't.
break it now.
I won't. Do I have to be holding it to hear it?
Hold on. There we go.
Give it to the camel so he ends up talking to Julian the
so
entire
what
time.
you touch,
Interesting. Okay, so you can cast Sending through the spells once each dawn, and Sending is a 25-word message spoken, conveyed pretty much regardless of distance. So it's one and done
Okay.
for each of them.
So he can send one to me and I can send one back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Cool. Yeah.
Alright.
If I don't hear from you, should we meet back at the manor or meet back
Yeah.
here at opening time?
Manor.
Are we not scouting out? Are we not scouting out this place when it opens?
I assume we might not have enough time. We
Uh,
can meet back here, actually.
So we got
Actually,
like
yeah,
six.
let's
We
meet
got like
back-
6
yeah.
hours in game, haven't we?
Let's meet back here. You're right.
Okay. Alright. So, Katu and Moorish, exactly how exactly are you planning to carry this out? There's a lot of stores, a lot around here that you think, as a vague ballpark guess, there might be some kind of protection racket scheme going on here. Whether it's the Mardoons specifically that are pulling that off, or any of the families, or maybe all of the families, you're not sure. So what's exactly your game of a plan? Your plan of approach here?
Do we know? Does anyone know where the district? No, that wouldn't work. So we could go speak to some shopkeepers and try and get some information out of them by being generally unsettling and intimidating.
Certainly an option.
Katu.
Can we find the ones, I suppose, that possibly don't necessarily look like they're doing too well, and try and get the information out of them where the good
Yeah.
ones are?
Okay.
That makes
Okay.
sense.
That's
Like the ones that are
yeah.
kind of a bit desperate.
I'm smelling what you're stepping in. Okay. Let's say you find this one. It's actually a blacksmithy. Sort of stone building that looks a little worn at the edges. It's got a few bracings put up, like wood pillars basically built, constructed on the outside and bolted on to keep the roof standing up. Whole place looks kind of decrepit. There's a single old dwarf with a white beard hammering away at some piece of metal from a forge, cursing to himself as he works. And you all just sort of approach from down the road.
What's the plan here?
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say your character's slightly better at talking than I am.
Yeah. I mean, we have the same intimidation, but other than that, yeah, my charisma's pretty high.
Yeah, so I'd say you do the talking, and I'll be the kind of
Menacing.
more
presence.
background and menacing in the background. kind
He's
of.
just standing there.
Menacingly.
So what? We're trying to find out what's going on. Yeah. Okay. So what? We're trying to find out if he's being racketed, like protection, having to pay protection money to the Mardoons.
Sense.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, let's approach the dwarf then.
Good to know. Yeah, okay. The dwarf still hammering away at this piece of steel. Looks like some kind of tool, not a weapon necessarily. And he looks up at you, approach, and he says, "Hi, how can I help you?"
How's it going, good sir? Pleasure to meet you. My name is Moorish.
Moorish, aye. You speak to Tolthdir of the Iron Hand. Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you too. Now, I couldn't help notice, but your shop looks a little run down, and you seem to be having a bad time.
He scowls at you. Now, I don't want to hear any of that. I'll have you know Tolthdir steel is the best around. Never mind that the shop looks a little run down. My skills are second to none.
I am not questioning your skills, good sir. I'm more inquiring about as to why the shop looks so run down. Because as looking at your equipment here, it is of fine stature.
It's not, but he appreciates the compliment anyway.
Yeah.
He's decently skilled as a smith. You can see from some of the works that he's has hung up, but he mostly deals in tools, like farmer's tools and such, and no weapons or anything that you can tell. And he gives you a nod and says, "Aye, my skill is legendary, as you can see, but unfortunately, well, the families take their slice. Every single one of them. They demand more and more and more from me.
All
I
three.
barely have enough to feed myself after they've done cutting their take."
Okay. Do they visit regularly? As
Aye.
as I say this, I'm gonna just like flash a gold coin.
He looks hungrily at it.
Okay. And I'm gonna say, when do the Mardoons tend to arrive? And as I say this, I'm just gonna place a gold coin down onto the counter, or where a flat surface in front of us.
That would be his anvil, I suppose.
Yeah.
You put the gold coin on the edge of the iron block, and he like a quick as a flash, he takes it and it's gone. You don't know where it is. So each of the families come by on their own separate week of the month. The Mardoons take the third week, so that would be from here. Would be about like 8 days from now.
Do you know of any other shops in the area that the Mardoons frequent around this time?
Around this time? No, you'd have to wait for quite a while. But they take a bit of everything, basically. All the families do. Greedy bastards, all.
Okay.
He seems fairly cooperative. I'm not sure the whole intimidation thing is really required, is it?
I don't know, yeah. He seems to be... Well, I mean, the gold probably definitely helped, being that he clearly isn't having a great time at the moment. Do you know of any Mardoon-owned properties around here?
Never roll an intelligence check, I guess. / roll 1d20 - 1.
Boo.
8. He does not.
Okay. So they come on the third week of the month. Okay, cool. What do you want to do, Kathy?
Oh no, I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
No.
Yeah, to be honest, even I've kind of lost a thread
Yeah.
on
Well, yeah, we'll just leave it for now. I suppose we can come and see if we can find anything else elsewhere.
Okay. Kieran and Zale, what exactly is your plan here? I know you mentioned wanting to hit some of the smaller markets. You'd have to find out where those are and what exactly you want to do with them.
Yeah, back just in time, sorry. Yeah, sorry, go on.
Zale at this point would be getting noticeably irritated at, like, he wants to do something, and we're just like dilly-dallying on about the place. Above table, I know, like, it's because Kutch isn't here and we kind of still planning, but in character, Zale he wants to do something. So, what is
this
Tilly?
like, is this noticeable to me?
It'll be noticeably anxious. He's a bit more fidgety, a bit more gruff, a little bit colder than usual.
Zale, you're right, mate.
We should be doing something now.
I mean, we are doing something. We're scouting.
Impatience. I've waited years. I can wait a bit longer.
Tilia, would you have any idea some of the smaller slave trade markets or something of the like?
A smaller market, Well, there are caravans of the like, manhunters they call them, that come in every now and then. They sell some of their lower class stock, the kind that would not make it to a place like the Grand. Their caravans operate a little infrequently, setting up shop whenever it is that they arrive. If you were to find one of them, they would be on the outskirts of town. As for any specifics, I do not know. As for brick and mortar establishments, once again, the tried and true intelligence check. Oh wow, okay, he actually rolled pretty good this time. Alright. Okay, so he thinks for a while, thinks and thinks. Actually, we call it the bazaar. It is kind of a common ground for merchants of all kinds. Any independents too small in stature to set up their own places. Each of our families has their own, I suppose you could say, their own quarter. There are merchants associated with the Trebanes there who sell their arcane goods and certain artifacts that we have no interest in, and the Mardoons have their own lesser slave market there, operated by themselves.
How isolated is their slave market?
One of theirs, yes.
Alright, do you know whereabouts that one is?
Center of town. To be precise, it's not actually terribly far from the brand itself, perhaps 3 blocks away.
Nice. I don't suppose they just let any old person in, do they?
If you look like you have coin to spend, I see no reason why they would refuse you. All sorts need slaves.
That's covered. Cool, I guess we're on our way then.
Are you planning to destroy the place outright?
I don't know, are we, Zale?
That remains to be seen.
There we go, remains to be seen.
Wonderful. He gives a long-suffering look and follows you at a group 20 paces back. Alright.
We will go to this smaller bazaar then. So the
Okay.
bazaar's like an amalgamation of businesses, and then the slave
Yes.
trade is just one of the ones operating in there.
Exactly. It's a confusing array of sights and sounds that you see. A great deal of people sort of congested into clots and hordes, all milling between these individual stands. People hawking all sorts of goods, shouts and screams filling the air. It takes
Oh,
time.
Shit, I wanted to do something, I forgot to do it. Damn it.
Such is life. What was your
it's all right,
thing?
I'll do it. No, I'll do it later. It's fine. Don't worry.
Okay.
I've
Okay.
got a thing.
Okay. All right. So you make your way there, and eventually, kind of like how Talir explained it, there are each of the 4 corners of the warehouse, corresponding roughly to the cardinal directions. There is their own little sort of family-controlled district. There's a section by the Utalots where, and this is the family you all have heard the least about, but they also are deeply invested in the Malaya Smear, but more as like hunters and poachers, hunters of wild and dangerous exotic beasts. And you see a lot of animal sellers, and as well as hides, horns, tusks, various components harvested from all sorts of beasties. But what you're interested in, of course, is opposite them on the other side, what looks like a small but bustling open-air slave market. Carriages or wagons with caged backs set up, doors hung open. You see throngs of people, maybe 24 captives all in all, at least out in the open that you can see, and a number of customers going through, several merchants, many guards looking about. You see 8 or so. Most of them not looking terribly tough, but a few decently well-equipped men, a few with shields, a few with long spears, several like rough and tumble sellsword types, grizzled faces and swords at their sides.
So it's like open, it's not like concealed or anything?
Nope, it's all the business is done out under the daylight.
How wonderful.
So the actual market's outside, but it's like or is it a big building and they're all like
It's-
an open air market, or?
It's kind
that-
of like it's kind of like a big pavilion with like a ringed-in courtyard.
Okay, I get you.
Yeah. And the main selling, or at least where the stock is kept, is out in the light. Almost like a showpiece. Like if the sunlight is showing them, they're more prominent that way. And like the customers and stuff have their own like lounge area under the pavilion in the shade, drinking or discussing or working with the merchants.
So are all the slaves kept in separate cages or one big cart?
There's about like 4 or so carts, and each of them has their own smattering of captives inside. Maybe about 4 or 5 to a cart. There's a few that are kept out on their own, like tied to posts and stuff by chains.
I want to inspect. Like, I want to go over and I'm gonna basically inspect the slaves. I don't really know what I'm looking for. I know, sort of. They wouldn't be here though.
What are you looking for?
I want to see how poorly treated these slaves are, because it will directly it will correlate to how Zale's going to act.
They're not in
So,
great condition.
while he's doing that, I'm gonna kind of slink back into the crowd a little bit and try to blend in.
Make a stealth check. And this is less like it's just basically keeping a low profile, keeping yourself off the radar, so to speak.
I
Hiding in
really
plain
want to be
sight.
noticeable, yeah.
Yeah. Zale, they're not well treated. You actually know a little bit about the workings of slavery, having been one yourself. Just about. And generally, it raises a slave's value if you keep them happy, healthy. Well, not happy, but healthy at least. In decent shape. These ones, they are the chaff of the crop, so to speak. Several of them are beaten, bruised, whipped. They look hungry. These are the offshoots that can't be sold to more reputable customers, and they are treated as such.
Was the 8 guards specifically for the slave cart, or is it for the entire market?
Yeah, sort of spread around through the entire pavilion. I'd say there's like 2 elites keeping guard over the slaves themselves, and 2 regulars, and then 4 more regular guards scattered throughout the market doing patrols and such.
Above table, whatever you want to do, I'm for it, dude.
I totally want to fuck these people up.
Whatever
Zay will be going ape inside his head.
Above table,
Because-
whatever you want to do, I'm gonna be with you. Don't worry.
Zale is like over there, he's just inspecting them and he's having a really close look at the slaves. And it's... Being a slave is degrading enough, but being the offshoots that can't be sold in the main thing is even worse. And he just exercises the last ounce of restraint he has, and he takes a walk away and he looks for Kieran in the crowd. And I'm just going to put my hand on Kieran's shoulder and I would say, I'd use that stone if I were you.
To call them here.
Yep.
Okay. Can do. Alright. So, I'm gonna cast sending.
All right. You
Let's see,
have
it's
your message that
have-
you can send to Morris.
Yo, it's like stone. It's 25, right? 25 words.
25 words, but we can be wibbly with it as long as it's within that range.
Just to put you in character, Kieran, Zay would be looking like feverish, like I'm itching to do something, and you're just going like, they need to be here like now.
Zale's found hot singles in our area. We need help right now. I think he's about to bust. He's looking really pale. He's looking really sick. I think he's gonna kill someone. Get here now. We're in the slave pavilion in the center of town.
Okay. I'll relay this information to Katu.
We're coming.
Yeah, and we'll start running over.
So is Zale.
I haven't sent a message back. Yeah, I'll send a message back saying on our way.
I can't. That's okay. Cool. So that's now non-usable until the next one, I believe, right?
Yes.
Yes. Although,
Great.
per sending, Morris can say his response freely to that particular message, and then he can also still cast sending on his own end at some point in the future, which you would be able to
Okay,
respond
cool.
to.
Lovely.
Let's see.
I love these primitive telephones.
No kidding.
I like the drawing of a map, like, oh shit, he's going to do something.
Fuck. Hey, that's not a circle. What are you doing?
All right. Let's say, yeah, these 4. And this would be the central courtyard, and the guards would be on the outside. Let's put. Oops, wrong thing. Need to move you over to the other layer. Token layer. Nope, I'm doing this all wrong. God, I hate Roll20. Nope, that's on the map
Yet
layer.
here we are.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Anyway, there we go. Okay, so let's say there's a few here. And I'll say it'll take you about 20 minutes. You didn't go far, Kieran and Morris, but it'll take you some time to get there.
Cartoon Marsh.
Cartoon Morris, my bad. Fucking K names, I hate it. You know, my name in real life starts with a K, as does my brother and my sisters, and people get us confused all the fucking time.
Is your name Kyle?
It is Kason, like Jason with a K.
Kason, that's I haven't heard that one before.
I've never heard that name before.
Me neither.
What do you?
Oddly enough, my coworker had an ex-boyfriend named Kason, so she was very surprised when she saw me. She's like, "Shit, am I gonna deal with this fucker again?" And then I walk in and I look completely different. She's like, "Oh wow, there's multiple Kasons in the world. That's new to me. New to me too." I tell
Just
ya.
ignores the last name, like complete. Just sees Kason, just sees red.
Yeah. The second
Yeah,
name
well.
is just but a blur on the page.
My
Alright.
daughter's gonna have an next name Kason too soon.
Hmm. Couple. Why are you guys? Oh, I see.
Is there
Speaking
any
of
way to relate to Kieran when I send the message back that we're going to be a little bit? If there's any way he can hold off Zale, that would be appreciated.
Or like with my cheeky
What?
indeed.
Yeah,
People
yeah,
got
yeah. You know.
Hey, 3-foot halfling, can you hold off that
No,
like,
no, like just
almost
talk to him,
7-foot man?
Talk to him.
Hey,
When we go, if Zale goes in the sewers, his head's going to be scraping on the fucking top of it.
I'm
Oh,
6'8" and I have a gigantic sword.
Hey,
It's not going to be graceful.
Zale, I need you to stay calm. I am calm. Swings wildly.
All right. If you would like to, Zale, you could roll a wisdom check, but I'm not going to force that on you to see if you can control your anger. But if you don't want to do that, I would say it takes an effort. It takes a serious effort.
No, it is. It's a market and there's trading going on, but I'm going to assume there's somewhere like. You know, Zale's just like. He's leant against the wall with his arms folded and he's just looking down. He's got his eyes closed and he's trying to think of anything else than what he wants to do because he's impatient, but he knows the value in waiting until there's backup because Kato and Moorish can do damage. And he can probably take out a few of them and free a couple slaves. But him and Kieran would be much better waiting for Kato and Moorish. But as soon as they turn up, he's gonna.
Got it.
Something.
It takes a monumental effort. Killing things, fighting is nothing compared to the strength of will and grit you have to exert just to keep your hand from going to your sword. At one point, oh, go ahead.
Can I soothe him with the flute?
You can certainly try.
Immediately start swinging.
Oh, 7. Yeah. Kieran, you start playing your flute, and it's not just Zale who tells you to stop. It's several patrons and merchants who hear this high-pitched squealing that grates on the ears and inspires feelings of death and dismemberment and absolute pain, and you are shamed into stopping.
I'm gonna keep going.
Oh, you keep going. It gets even worse. At one point, a man with a shield breaks off from his patrol. He says, "Cut that out, shithead."
I'm just
Why?
gonna tap Kieran on the shoulder and I give him the eye. Shit.
At 11. The guard looks nonplussed. He has the look of like a bouncer, someone who's dealt with this shit before.
That was aimed at Kieran.
Oh, aimed at Kieran.
Yeah,
How do you feel,
I'm
Kieran?
intimidating Kieran.
Should I make
With
a
no-
counter roll?
Yes. My general ruling is whatever you feel is appropriate for your character. If you want to, I mean, it's an 11 intimidation. You can do with that what you will. If you feel Kieran would be intimidated.
He gives one final toot and stops.
Okay.
No, he's not intimidated. He just feels an angry gaze.
Right.
Let's go with that.
And looks of gratitude sweep across the group as you put your flute away. And it's at this time that Katu and Morris arrive. Pretty much where you're standing on the map. Talir, you actually come up on Talir, who's maintained a distance from the others and just sort of watching, hands anxiously folded as you arrive.
Yeah, it's about to kick off, I imagine.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So
Uh,
I'm gonna step up here and wave at Kieran. Hi, Kieran.
I wish. Goes back. I'm gonna point them out to Zell. Like they're over there. Whatever you want to do. I guess. Yeah.
I'm gonna walk over. And Zale at this point is just getting like, you can just look at him and you can tell he's like sweating almost. And he's slightly pale because you know when someone gets really angry, it's basically like the quiet kid at school.
Don't come in tomorrow.
Don't come to the slave market tomorrow. Only instead, instead of a Glock in his school bag, he's got a two-handed greatsword.
I like you, kid. Don't come to church tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oof.
Are all the slaves are tied to poles? Was that verb?
So I'd say the groups that you can see in the carriages are in the carriages, and I'll put a few outside as well, and you can assume these guys are tied to, restrained to poles standing up, or just shackled in place, or sitting on the ground. With all the guards around them, they know they can't escape.
Okay. And there's just one entrance to this part.
This is the courtyard. It's an open pavilion around, so it's actually open ground that you can freely come and go through. There's no doors or anything. So everything that's not in this black square is sort of under like a big, like, sort of like a tent, but it is actually a constructed building. It's just open air.
And he just kind of looks at all three of you with feverish eyes and he's like, how about we make the Mardoons a little uncomfortable?
Well, let me just make myself a bit comfortable first. I'm gonna go into the crowd and try to stealth.
All right, make a stealth check.
I'm going to walk over to the merchant. So you guys position, you're moving about freely because you realize
good.
I'm about to do something. And I'm just going to go. Oh,
As you
sorry.
approach the merchant gives you a wide grin and he says, hello, big man. Looking for a companion, are you? Someone to carry your goods for you? A worker, a laborer? I have many men and women here who could serve all your needs, I promise you.
I'm sure you do. First question. Do you like being a slaver? Do you enjoy shackling the innocent into bondage?
He gives you a quizzical look, and he says, a job is a job, my friend. We all need to eat somehow.
As he opens his mouth, I'm going to grab one of the flasks of alchemist fire off my hip and I'm going to slam it into his face.
Holy shit. Okay, make an attack roll. Strength plus proficiency.
So
Do we see him doing
shall I just do a strength roll and then add my proficiency? Yeah, okay.
That'll do.
So 21.
Yeah, no, he has 10 AC. All right. So you take your flask of alchemist fire, the sort of like clay pot about the size of a clenched fist, and you just ram it into his open mouth, and then it bursts with your hand still closing it as it hits the back of his throat. And you pull your hand back. A little bit of flames catch up along your skin, but nothing too bad, as the merchant's skull erupts into fire.
Jesus Christ.
I assume that was my surprise action, and then I'm just going to draw my sword and roll initiative, I imagine.
Yeah, he's dead. he's super dead. Yeah, I'll have all of you roll initiative. Yeah, I mean, Zale kind of kicked things off. Kieran's stealth.
You just go with that.
Yeah. So we've got 10 minutes left on session. Do we want to run overtime, or do we want to call it about here?
It's normally me that says we fish 12, but I'm happy with overtime.
I'm happy to
Yeah,
run
I'm cool.
overtime.
I'm cool.
Yeah.
Let's run overtime.
All
right.
Can I just go grab another drink quickly?
Yeah,
me
for
too,
sure,
actually.
for sure.
Yeah.
And I will go and take a leak while I still can. Hang on, let me just roll initiative for these guys first. Initiative. Oh, nice. Descending. I guess I'll give the patrons and stuff, they can flee at the top of the round. Alright, let me change the music over and I will be back in like 5 minutes tops.
Yep.
Ooh, fun stuff.
Did I roll initiative? I didn't.
Everyone's initiatives in the toilet except for Zaya.
Mine's not too bad compared to like at least 4 of them got shitty initiatives.
My initiative is always like 10, 9, or 8. I think there's only been one time it's been higher than 10.
I've had a couple of good initiatives, but yeah, mostly it's been in like the 13 to 15 range.
I normally roll quite good initiative.
Got a fucking 23, asshole.
I've only got a +5. I rolled an 18.
Like I've got a +4, but I always roll like super shit for initiative.
Alright. I will also roll initiative for Talir, I guess. Alright. Is everyone present?
Yeah.
I think so.
Alright, sort of fitting in with the order of events here, Zale, immediately after you shove and explode this flask of alchemist fire inside the mouth of this merchant, you are the first to act.
Right. I'm going to move 20 feet this way. Now, because I killed that poor man, can I have my bonus attack from my Great Weapon Master?
I'm pretty sure you have to kill them with a great weapon, which...
I tried.
That certainly was a great way he used that weapon.
It's
No.
fine. I'm just trying to be cheeky. Right, I'm going to
Yep.
swing at mate. He stood next to me.
the customer there?
Oh, that's a
He-
customer.
Yeah, he's just a patron.
Can I just say I moved over to the man at arms instead?
Uh,
I wouldn't have moved at a customer if I knew. I thought that was like an archer.
I see. Can you not see his name underneath, or?
No, I didn't see his name underneath it. I only
Okay,
saw him.
got
I
it.
thought it was an archer. All right, so I'm going to move to man at arms too, and I crit.
Alright, yeah, okay. That's fine. That's fine. It's the same dice roll either way.
Okay,
Yeah,
so,
go ahead. Make your attack.
4d6 plus 4.
Yes, exactly.
So 4d6 is
Ooh,
9. So
Add
that's
the-
rough roll for it.
13.
13
damage,
13 points of damage. Decent hit. Yep.
and then I'll swing again.
Actually,
Jesus Christ.
holy fuck. Okay, man. All right, I see how it is.
4d6 plus 4.
All right. 11. Oh,
So
wow, your dice-
14.
15.
Oh,
All right.
15.
So, as you are swinging into this man, his armor is heavy. He's wearing this sort of dense ring mail that your blade still cuts through and batters through significantly. But his heavy armor does reduce the damage. Every time he takes bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing damage, it reduces by 3 points. So
Okay.
that's another 12 points to him.
Mhm.
As you make these 2 massive heavy swings and deal quite a bit of damage to him.
I have another attack as well because I crit.
Yep. Yep. That's a bonus. 19 hits. That does hit.
46 plus 4.
12. Alright, so, yep. That's including your +4 already. So 9 points of damage as you cut in once again across the shoulder. Serious hit there. The guy's looking pretty decently hurt.
And that's my turn.
Alright. So, immediately as the head of this merchant bursts into flames and Zale begins his rampage, swinging wildly, one guard here with a great spear is going to move within 10 feet of you, and he's going to stab you. So that's going to be a long spear attack. Wow, natural 1. That's not going to do much. He'll try again. 22. Okay, that hits. So you take 7 points of piercing damage, and he's going to use a bonus action for warding thrust. I need you to make a strength saving throw. 15. All right, you succeed as you are not pushed away, as the long spear jabs you directly hard in the back and begins to push you, but you dig your feet into the dirt and you are rooted in place. All right, next up, Sellsword 4 is going to rush into action. 30 feet. He's going to fire his light crossbow at you, Zale. That's an 11 to hit. Does not hit.
Misses.
Sharpshooter.
Just
Where
remember, they don't have
is-
names, so we can't see what order they're in, if that makes sense.
Oh, you can't see their names.
If you hover your cursor over the thing on the turn
Initiative,
order,
it
it'll
tells you.
like highlight them.
Ah, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Interesting. You can't. So you
Only
can't see the token
only-
names.
See the man at
only
arms.
the merchant and the man at arms have token names,
So does
and
the
the slaves.
sharpshooter.
And the sharpshooter,
Interesting.
that's it.
Ah.
She also doesn't have anything.
No.
Okay. All right. Got it. I'll have to fix that later.
Oh, Sellsword 4 just popped up.
Yep. I forgot to set that when I was doing the default tokens, so unfortunately you can't see the names. But whatever. It's fine. I'll deal with it later. Sellsword 4 has already used his turn. Sharpshooter is going to. Kieran, your stealth. What's his passive perception? It is 14. You
I
rolled
got a 16.
16, so you just beat it by 2. So he doesn't see you among the crowd. He just assumes you're more of the patrons, and he doesn't want to get in trouble by shooting someone. Talir has not actively done anything yet, and he doesn't look visibly affiliated with your group. So instead, he's going to shoot at you, Katsu. That's the biggest target. 2 longbow attacks.
Only fat.
Oof, that's just the 19, not the 27. So you take 6 points of damage, just straight. He's gonna shoot again. 15 to hit.
Hits.
Hits.
Wait,
You
no, my armor class is 15. Does that?
Your armor. Yes, it has to if it matches or exceeds it.
Gotcha.
So that's another 10 points of damage to you. As 2 arrows pierce you in the back. All right, Enforcer 1 is going to move in. A lithe woman here, wearing a coat of scale mail with a club and shield in hand, going to move to flank you, Zale, getting behind you. Starting with a club attack. Ooh, 24 to hit, 9 points of bludgeoning damage. Gonna use the bonus action for stunning blow. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. $18. All right. As you are clubbed on the upside of the head, and you see stars for a moment as the pain shoots through you, but nope. You shake your head. You're okay. Use your other attack for a shield bash. 19 to hit. You take 5 points of bludgeoning damage. Slam from both sides here. Next up is Moorish.
Okay. I'm going to cast Hex on the mace in front of me.
Got it. Let me go ahead and concentrate for me. Click your token and the button in the top left. Perfect.
Then I'm going to use my sword with Green Flame Blade.
All right.
Give him a whack.
Nice. Fuck him up. 12. AC 14. Unfortunately misses. The flames arc out and the fire just shoots on past him.
Yeah, that's my turn.
Katu.
Bonus action rage.
Alright.
Off. And yeah, just so let's double attack this dude here.
Feel free. 12. Nope.
Shit.
22. That will hit though.
This has slashing and another damage. I don't know what the correct
Yeah, so the battle axe is versatile, so you can choose to wield it in 1 or 2 hands. If you wield it in 2 hands, it's the higher damage dice.
Yeah, it's 2 hands.
Got it. So we'll go with the 10 there. Good hit. And as well as your rage damage, which is 2, so 12 total. Alright,
Yeah, that's
carving him pretty solidly into the shoulder. Kieran, it is your turn. You are still not discovered as you blend in among this crowd of customers.
Can I see this guy? Is
Can.
he like above me?
No, he's just open on the ground.
Okay, cool. I would like to silently Hunter's Mark him.
Alright,
So,
go ahead and concentrate.
not initiative, sorry.
No worries, no worries.
Just 9.
Yep. Perfect, thanks for
Concentration.
fixing that.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna Hunter's Mark him, and then I'm going to... Do I get advantage because I'm still stealthed?
Yes.
Nice. Okay, I'm gonna shoot him, but I'm gonna take the -5 modifier.
Ooh.
Oh, yikes.
No dice, unfortunately, as the arrow flies wild and roll d20. 15 does not hit one of the customers in the crowd. Luckily, you wanted a high number there. Well, I don't know. Maybe you did want to kill one of them, but the arrow just flies off into the distance, and the archer definitely knows you're there now.
I'm like, surely I don't roll low, right? Apparently not. Cool. Yeah, that's my turn.
A 3 and a 2. That is rough. All right, Talir. Not strongly affiliated with your group. Certainly not willing to die for you all. Let's see what spells he has. He is going to cast invisibility on himself for the time being. So I'm just going to put him in his own fog of war. So you all don't know where he is. He's just gone. Oh, that hides the entire map. Hang on. Alright, now move Talir into the fog of war. So you all don't know where he is, but he's invisible for the moment. And that's the end of his turn, as we come to Man-at-Arms 2, who is engaged with you, Zale. He is going to... Yeah, he's gonna stab you twice. 9 to hit misses, 25 to hit does hit. You take 11 points of piercing damage. As you are getting battered from multiple sides here, just surrounded by guards, cutting you, piercing you, bashing you. You are taking quite some hits here. And he's using engaging strikes, so he's made 2 melee attacks against you. You have disadvantage on attacks made against any creature other than the Man-at-Arms. Kind of getting your attention with these spear strikes here.
Is that while I'm in combat with him, or is that just...
It's while basically yes, while he is still alive and you are in combat range, you have disadvantage to attack anyone except him.
Okay.
Right. So Sellsword 1 is engaged with you, Katu. He's gonna make 2 longsword attacks. 19 and 19. All right, you take 16 points of damage overall. Reduced to half. Sellsword 2 is gonna swing at you, Morish. Oh boy!
God damn.
Jesus fuck. Okay, 17 and 32 points of damage total, and you make 2 concentration checks. Fail, unfortunately. As this mercenary, finding a moment of inspiration, immediately as your greatsword misses, he ducks in, stabs you under the arm, cuts in, and carves out, getting you under the armor as blood begins to spill and leach out between the scales of your coat. And that is the end of his turn. Sellsword 3 is where? Down there. He's gonna go and join his buddies. He can get there. So he's gonna make 2 attacks at you,
Oh,
Zale.
shit.
Oh no, Zale.
Oh,
Oh no.
13 and 14?
God, they both
Holy
missed.
shit. Okay. Surrounded Zale, literally getting pincered from all sides. You don't even address this man. He just take it as his longsword slash bluntly against your heavy armor. Alright. Come back to the top of the round. Zale, there you are, surrounded.
Well, Buck, I would like to Misty Step here.
Okay.
So
And I'll
I'm
say
gonna
because you're no longer engaged with him, you can make your attack freely.
So I'm going to cast Misty Step. And I'm just basically going to get out of dodge, but I'm going to appear behind this matey.
Yep.
And
Very
I'm
surprising to the man. His eyes are wide as he turns back to look at you.
And I'm going to take 2 Great Weapon Master attacks. So it'll be -5.
So
But
plus,
plus
minus
2
3
from-
total.
Yeah, -3 total. So first one is...
That
15?
hits. Yep, that hits.
So this plus 10. So 23 damage.
23. Very good hit. Doesn't quite kill him, but carves him very solidly.
Second swing's the same.
Nice.
So
Yep.
22.
Yep, that hits. Definitely.
24 damage.
As you carve this guy in 2. First hit takes him across like the back, severing his spinal cord. The second hit takes him across the waist as his body flies up in 2 separate pieces. He is
That is
dead
my
as
turn.
disco.
I nodded.
That's my turn.
I nodded Zale,
I nod back.
holding my wounds, clutching them desperately.
All right. Coming back to the Man-at-Arms here. Got all those guards nice and piled up. Let's see. Yep, he's going to go and keep up with you, Zale. He can get both of you. He's gonna swing. He sees you're both injured, both pretty badly hurt. He's gonna swing one attack at both of you. First one to Zale. 13, lucky bastard. Second to Morish.
Oh,
14, lucky
misses.
bastards. Alright, as this guard couches his long spear under him and just thrusts out twice at the both of you, and both of you manage to duck back. Gonna take one step back and sort of hold in front of this slave here, pressing up the tip of the blade against their throat. Sellsword 4. It's here. It's gonna go to you, Kieran. Can't quite get in range, but he can still shoot you with his crossbow. 12 to hit, okay.
Misses.
Whew, Jesus. Alright, cool. Sharpshooter's gonna move in and also take shots.
Does he hit a civilian now?
You know what? Let's roll a d20. A low roll means he does. What is that?
Goddamn.
Wow.
Wow, yep. Okay, so the arrow goes wide and smacks into this patron and takes him in the throat, and he goes down gurgling blood. Okay, hang on. Let me... Yeah, you're dead, man. Okay. Let's see. The sharpshooter is going to, seeing that his ally has made a grave mistake, is going to angle himself in such a way that he can shoot you. He's going to move like here-ish so he can shoot you without implicating any of the innocents. It's pretty bad for your reputation if you kill your own customers, you know.
Mm-hmm.
2 longbow shots at you.
Okay.
15 to hit.
One misses. That one
18?
hits.
18. So you take 12 points of piercing damage, and he's going to use his bonus action for disarming shot, and you make a strength saving throw.
Ooh.
15, lucky. As he goes to shoot the bow out of your hands, and the arrow slashes you across the back of the hand, and you feel the tendons of your hand start to lose strength, but you hold tight. All right, that's his turn. Enforcer 1 down here. I have so many fucking windows open, man. I can't see anything. Okay. Enforcer 1 is going to move in 20, 30 feet. The only ranged weapon he has is this sort of like sawed-off musket, which could reach sawed-off blunderbuss, which could reach you, but man, his attack score is low, and he only has 1 shot. He's gonna go for it. He's gonna try to shoot you with this blunderbuss, Zale.
Incoming crit.
20. As the enforcer.
Oh, damn it, D.
The enforcer tucks his club into his side and draws this sawed-down blunderbuss about the length of a forearm, holds it out and fires, and a blast of grape shot and fire just envelops you, Zale, as you are scattered and dropped.
I'm on the floor. I'm unconscious and dying.
Yep. Morish, it is your turn.
As a bonus action, I'm going to use my second wind.
Okay.
If we free slaves, will they fight for us?
It's possible. They're also slaves. Oh, nice. Good roll.
I have 7 points of damage. Fuck. Okay. Sorry. I have a feeling I should probably get Zale up. I'm gonna move 10 feet, and I'm gonna feed Zale a potion of healing.
All right.
What's the max healing on that?
10.
10. And he's using his action to feed you, not a bonus act. Well, he can't use a bonus action to feed anyway, so I'll say you get your full healing, so 10 hit points.
And I'm up.
And you are up.
I'm gonna back up 5, 10, 15, 20.
All right.
And I'm gonna end my turn.
Got it. Katsu, we come back to you.
Can I move to here without
You can.
any kind of restriction or
Yep.
anything? Okay.
Yep,
move
only
there,
if you leave his range would he get an attack at you.
and yep, swingy.
Fuck him up. That definitely hits.
Ooh, nice.
Hit.
Hell yeah.
All right. Oh, nice. Good roll. 14. Very solid hit. He's looking pretty badly hurt.
Does he get
One
any
more
extra
good
range
blow
damage?
should finish him. Yeah. All right. Roll damage. 7. With your rage, the +2 bonus would just barely be enough to kill him. So the second slow blow takes him in the throat, and he goes down spewing.
Okay, and I still have movement points. Can I move?
Yep.
And use my bonus attack from killing?
You certainly can.
Yeah, so there, and this one is going to be the great weapon one.
Oh,
Shit.
unfortunately, with the -5, it will
Yeah.
miss. Right.
Gotta let it
Anything
go to her
else?
head. Nope, that is it for me.
Kieran, it is your turn as you're getting shot from both sides.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Okay.
I'm gonna go for Man of Arms 3. First, I'm gonna use my bonus action to recast Hunter's Mark on him,
Got it.
because I lost concentration on that. I'm just gonna go for a normal attack.
All right. Ooh, nice.
Nice.
Oh, look at that. Plus 2d6 from your hunter's mark.
Yes. Well, let me do that as well.
11, so
Christ.
19,
Another 8.
19, 27 total. Good hit, good hit. All right. Yeah, no, that easily dispatches at least over half his hit points. As the arrow takes him in the back as he's occupied with Katu and Zale, and you slam him right in between the shoulder blades, the arrow bearing up to the fletching. Very good hit.
That is my whole turn.
Got it. Talir is going to appear out of invisibility. He is going to... Let's see, what would he do? He's got a lot of spells here. Okay, looking over... Well, he wouldn't care so much about collateral damage. He's going to cast Thunder Wave and catch all 3 of these guys, including the slave. Group saving throw. So his spell save DC is 14. That is... He's going to cast that at 2nd level as well, so that's 3d8 total.
Bossy is playing with himself again.
Shut up. Yes, I am. 3d8. Oh, wow, buddy. Group saving throw, Constitution, DC 14, 8 damage total. Yes. Okay. The slave dies. The man-at-arms resists, but the enforcer is knocked back into this slave cart. I'll say he takes an additional 1d6 of bludgeoning from the impact, so 2 points. -2. And the slave is also just dead as disco, as the thunderous energy crackles out and slams into the both of them. Oh my, that was not quite as strong as I'd hoped it would be. Hello. He says at you, Katsu, and that's the end of his turn. Man-at-Arms 2 is going to come circling around this cart, 30 feet, just within range of his long spear, and he's going to make 2 attacks at you, Zale. 12 and 9.
Oh,
Okay.
you lucky bastard.
Wow. Whew. Okay. But he has engaged you, so while you're within melee reach of him, you have disadvantage on attacks against anyone except him. That's the end of his turn. Sellsword 1 is dead. Let's remove him from the initiative. 2 is dead. 3 is still alive. Come running up. And he sees you there, Kieran. He can't quite get in range to sword you, which is his preferred method, but he's going to crossbow you. 22 to hit. You take 8 points of piercing damage.
Okay. Add that in.
Alright. That's the end of his turn. Come back to the top. Zale.
He can't hear anyone.
Sorry?
He just put in the chat he can't hear anyone. in
Oh. Okay.
Discord.
Got it.
He's just restarting quick.
No worries. We can wait in that case. Cause I don't want to have the NPCs act on their own because there's something bad's gonna happen. I want him to get his turn, so we'll wait. Oh, that is a shame on that concentration check.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Load
Let's see.
quick
Let's
save.
see. Oh boy. Okay.
So anyway, I'm quite excited for my new character. It's gonna be a hit, you know?
Yeah, this is this is quite an intense fight right off the bat, huh?
And this is the small one.
Yeah, I
This is the
was
small
about
one.
to say.
Yeah, no, I'm interested to see what you guys will think of the inside of the brand itself. It's
Yeah, we took that hint you dropped.
mm. Well, this is actually a fight you can win. I'll say. Yeah,
Probably win it.
I mean,
It's a bit difficult.
exactly. Just logically, like thinking about like if you were to attack, they're well-trained guards. This is a pretty important business. At least you're not attacking the main building, as it were.
I actually just quick question. Is like this is a building, right? The outside square.
Sort of. Yeah, it's a building. It's like an open air pavilion, like a big tent with well,
It's
sort
like
of
a-
shaped like a tent.
It's like a really shitty Roman Colosseum.
Yeah, kinda actually.
Like, without any walls, like tent walls.
Yeah.
No walls, no. Hey, D.
So I'm wondering, I was kind of because I assumed it was.
Now I'm back,
was a
now I'm
building.
back.
It's your turn.
All right, lovely. Yep, it's your turn if you can still see.
Oh yeah, I can still see. No, it's Discord got stuck in a boot loop.
No
Right.
worries.
Uh,
Let's see, 10 feet reach. Oh, just out of range there, lucky.
can I lay on hands and cast a spell verb?
Lay on hands is a full action.
Okay. I'm going to. Move over here, and then I'm going to lay on hands for my full complement.
I will warn you, this man-at-arms here has a 10-foot reach. If you step back out of that reach, you will provoke an attack.
Hmm.
You could just do it like right there, if you wanted. But then you would still be in his range for his next action.
Hmm. Okay, we're going to do it different. I am going to cast Shield of Faith.
Okay. That's a bonus action. Nice, your AC increases by 2.
Yeah, that's a bonus action. And then I'm going to... Oh. Jesus Christ. And then I'm going to lay on hands for 10.
For 10. Okay, got it.
And that's my turn.
Alright, as you recuperate a little bit. Man-at-arms. The new threat is the wizard that's just popped up. He's going to make an attack at Talir.
Oh no.
That's an 11. What's Talir's AC? It's 5th? Wow, wait. Oh, he has mage armor. No wonder. Okay, lucky bastard. You're gonna swing again. 26, that definitely hits. As Talir, this wizard, kind of a glass, not even a glass cannon, he's more of a utility caster, takes the spear in the stomach and doubles over, grabbing at himself. Oh, that was a bad idea. I should have just stayed invisible. And that is the end of that guy's turn. Sellsword 4 is going to loop around the carriage to come within melee range. He's going to make 2 longsword attacks at you, Kieran.
Mm-hmm.
10 and 7. Lucky.
Oh,
Okay. Okay. Sharpshooter 1. At this point, I'll say the patrons will have run off. They're not going to just stand like lemmings. They're
No,
gone.
I hold him here. He can't go. My cover, no.
If you want to grab one of their sleeves as he's trying to run. I 2 longbow attacks at you.
That hits.
Uh,
Oh,
15,
so
the
18.
18.
18 hits.
Alright, so you take 8 points of piercing damage. There's another arrow starting to turn into a pin cushion here, Kieran. Pierces through your armor. Still holding.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, that's the end of his turn. Enforcer 1 is going to... They've already used their stunning strike, so they can't use that again. He's gonna gang up on you, Sale? Yeah, he is.
Hey, I'm not the one that threw you into the slave pen.
That is a point. Yeah, I've already done it. I might have
That's
redirected
fine.
him to attack to later, but we'll see. Club and shield bash.
Oh, the extra AC does nothing.
Oh, jeez. You take 11 points of damage. Good thing you laid on hands yourself, because you would be unconscious by now
I
otherwise.
would.
As he slams you in the head and bashes you in the chest and knocks you back, and you feel the bruises starting to mount, your vision is swimming. That is the end of his turn. Moorish.
I'm gonna cast. How badly fucked up is that man at arms 3?
Pretty hurt. Pretty badly hurt.
And is the man at arms 2 been hit?
Yes. They're both looking actually about the same. Perhaps 2 hits from death, if it are good hits.
Okay. I'm gonna fire off 2 Eldritch Blasts at the man at arms 2.
Got it. Make your attacks.
Come on.
14 just misses. 21 hits though. And his armor does nothing against force damage, as you blast him and do quite a bit of hurt.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that.
Alright, got it. Katsu.
So you said man at arms 3 was pretty hurt?
Pretty hurt, yeah.
Okay. I'm guessing that little grey area on the pen is a door. Am I able to open it from here, for example? And would it take an action or bonus action, or what would it take?
I would say yes, it would be an action to try to open the cages, and they are locked, so you'd have to break the lock or try to pick it. I don't think you have tools though.
Fair.
I do.
Can I move to there? I believe I can.
Yeah.
Without doing anything. I'm gonna take a swipe at this dude.
Alright. Feel free.
Once I find my browser.
Not a worry. 17 hit? No, misses. 18 AC with their shield and scale mail.
Okay, my second attack is going to be at the other guy.
Man at arms 3. 23 definitely hits. 13. Alright. So 15
2.
with rage. -3 from his armor, so a 12 total. Slashing through, dealing quite a bit of hurt. He is on death's door now, quite badly hurt.
Okie doke, that's me.
Alright, Kieran.
Okay, on this cart, where is the door?
We'll call it like right here. You would be leaving melee range to
Hit
move
me,
there.
hit me, hit me.
Hit you? Hit you? Okay,
Hit-
okay, okay.
Hit me.
Like a long sword. 16.
Yeah, meets it, beats it.
You take 12 points of slashing damage as you are carved in the lower back.
I'm fine.
Jesus Christ. I swear, if you guys TPK on this shit. Oh god.
Ooh, now I'm gonna use my action to lockpick the door.
Go ahead.
Sleight of hand.
18, that's definitely enough. Alright, yeah, no, you bring your tools out, and with a quick, deft working of the fingers, you get the lock and undo the mechanism, and the padlock pops right off, and the door swings open, and the slaves look wide-eyed at this event that's happening.
Then I'm gonna go.
You have a
10,
moment to speak to
15.
them if there's anything you'd like to
Oh.
say.
Fight for your freedom.
Make a charisma check.
Okay, just a straight charisma roll.
Straight charisma.
I believe.
Fuck.
8. They look uncertain and afraid.
Hold on. Damn, doesn't apply. Okay, that's fine.
Alright.
10, 15, 20, 25.
The merchant is blocking your... Yeah, that's fine. I will say the merchant would have run off by now, too.
25.
If
Alright.
Lucy repeats the Independence Day speech, could he, like, word for word, could he persuade them to fight?
I will say, like, what you say in character reflects on the roll. Like, if you had given some impassioned speech, I might not have had you roll at all.
Yeah, look, not with how he's doing at the moment. It's
Yeah,
literally just
not
a,
on 3 hit points. You're
"Ah,
not exactly at
fight for
the
your freedom,"
energy.
or something.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know.
Alright, Talir, kinda panicking a little bit, goes through his spells. This, no, come on! He's going to cast... Shit, he has 1 second level spell slot left. He's not a blaster, man! Damage is not what he's here for.
What is his use then?
He has, like, invisibility, he has silence, he,
Damn, he's a fucking coward.
Shit, and like...
What's his charisma like?
His charisma? He has a charisma of... No, I can't see it there. Hang on. His charisma is 12. So +1 modifier.
Bit above average.
Shit. Let's see. Okay, you know what? He does actually have something. He's gonna go for broke, man. Alright, he draws his rapier. He's gonna move to flank the man-at-arms and he's gonna stab him in the fucking back. That's a 13 total, 15 with flanking, just enough to hit, and 10 damage, -3 to set. Okay, now what was that? Was that a max roll? It was a max roll. You lucky son of a bitch! You would not have been able to do that. All right, Talir, he puts away his arcane tome, fumbles at his rapier, grabs it, and you see him mutter a quick prayer under his breath. And he says, "Oh dear God, this is stupid. What am I doing? I don't know these people." Comes up behind and stabs the man-at-arms through the back of the neck. Katsu, you see the tip of his rapier emerge from his throat, soaked in blood. He yanks it out from the side, and an arterial spray just paints your left arm. As the man-at-arms drops dead, and he can cast a cantrip as a bonus action. So he's gonna try to firebolt man-at-arms 2 down the way. Okay, 8 points of damage. Also on death's door, not reduced by his armor because it's not bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing. And
Yes!
yeah, the tip of his rapier glows with this red hot heat as flames burst out and shoot in a straight line over your shoulder, Katsu, and catch the man-at-arms in the head and burst his skull into flames.
Let's
And
go,
he,
Tilly!
Holy shit, I actually just did that. Okay. And he's panicking right now, but he's okay. That's the end of his turn. Man-at-arms 2 is also dead, so he's gone. 3. He was gonna go for you, Kieran. Then he saw that wizard fucking ice 2 guys, Stone Cold, so he's gonna go and attack
Don't
Talir.
be a bitch. Hit me. I'm not afraid.
Where did those? 11 misses, 22 hits as Talir takes 6 points of slashing damage and is looking very badly hurt, carved across the lower stomach. But still standing for the moment. Okay, that's the end of his turn. We come back to the top. Zale.
2 seconds, just read something. I'm going to use my channel divinity to vow of enmity the person in front of me that has
Got
no
it.
name.
They would be an enforcer.
So I get advantage on attacks, and I'm going to
Lovely.
take 2 swings with advantage, -3 for +10 damage.
10-4.
So these are the first 2. I crit.
Oh,
Yes!
nice! You did! Yeah,
So,
you did!
4d6 plus... Does my greater weapon master, does the +10 go
No,
to
it's
+20?
only dice rolls.
Okay,
Only
I tried.
dice rolls.
I
But
tried.
no worries.
So 4d6 plus 14.
Holy shit! Plus 32 total.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to roll the second one.
No, it's okay, it's okay. 32 total.
So that's the first swing, and
Yeah, that nearly kills him outright as the blade just carves deep through his chest.
this is the second greater weapon master strike. So I'll roll one first and then another one if I miss. Oh no,
25?
So
Yeah, no,
that's
that'll hit.
22.
That'll hit. You don't even have to roll there. Yeah, he's dead.
21
Yeah.
damage.
Cut his head off with one clean sweep and the blood just paints you.
Full guts mode.
And I'm just going to use my movement to hide behind the pen for a second, and that's my turn.
Alright. Okay, perfect. Man-at-Arms 3 is dead. Sellsword 4 is alive. He's gonna go and attack you, Kieran. He's gonna
I'm not-
close the cage door as he moves. He's not gonna lock it or anything, but he's just gonna close it.
What a
Free action to
dick.
do that.
No, that's
And-
a full action, right?
Well, no. Interacting with an object in the environment is one free action. You can do that once freely on your turn. If it's something more involved, like unlocking something or relocking something, it would take a full action. But he's not
I
relocking,
see
just
what you- I
closing the
see
door.
what you did. Yeah, I see what you did there.
Anyway, he's going to swing at you. 2 longsword attacks. 8. Okay. 14.
Oh.
Holy shit! You're just too fast, Kieran. Ducking and dodging. The blade flies over your head and cuts a lock of hair. He swings down again, and you duck and twist out of the way. Still holding. All right. That is the end of his turn. The sharpshooter. He can't get a good angle on you, Kieran, because of the cover. He can get one on Talir though, so he's gonna shoot the wizard twice. 14.
Oh.
AC 15, lucky son of a bitch. But that hits as he takes 6 points of piercing damage. And he is on death's door now as the arrow takes him in the back and he slumps over and you hear him mutter, "Oh dear God, I'm not about to die here. I'm not about to die here."
Keep it right, mate.
And that is the end of his turn as we come to Moorish.
Okay. Who can I see from here?
You can see the sellsword and you cannot see the sharpshooter because the cage is in the way, but you can see the sellsword.
Can I see this sellsword?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. Gonna do the warlock thing, I think.
All right.
2 seconds.
It's gonna do the warlock shuffle.
Yeah.
Let's go.
The Eldritch Blast. Yeah, on the sellsword 4.
Yep, fuck him up. $13, AC 14.
Boo.
20 hits though. 14. Wow, good hit. Yep, as you just blast him in the lower back, and it's a pretty solid blow there.
Yeah, that's gonna be my turn.
All right, we come to you, Katu.
Yeah, gonna move to there.
Swingy,
Swing,
swingy.
swing.
18 hits.
Nice.
14.
Ooh.
Total 16. 11 misses, unfortunately.
Is that not with +2 from rage and +2 from flanking?
There's no damage bonus from flanking, but
oh,
the
sorry.
to hit
Oh,
bonus.
damage, sorry. No, I'm being,
Yep. No
that's
worries.
me being an idiot. Don't make
All
fun of
good.
me.
All good. With flanking, it would be a total 13 to hit, which still misses, unfortunately. But all right. That it for your turn, Katsu?
That's it.
Kieran.
Hmm. So, here we are.
Here
He's
we
gonna
are.
put the- He's gonna put the bow away, and he's gonna be a big boy and tag out a big short sword.
All right. Swingy,
With
swingy.
his last spell slot, he's gonna Hunter's Mark this guy,
Okay.
and he's gonna take one big valiant strike,
Okay.
which misses.
13 misses. Yes, it does, unfortunately. Wounded, desperate, still winded from dodging those attacks. You fumble out your short sword and sweep up, but he parries it aside with his sword.
Darn.
Alright. Anything else you want to potentially try to move?
5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Alright, you got it.
That's.
Okay.
I'm not doing that there because then I'll get shot by the sharpshooter. I'm gonna stay
He
there.
failed concentration.
Lost concentration from the last damage he took.
My bad.
No worries. Talir, he has 6 hit points left. He's seriously considering running, but he'll stay long enough to make one more stab at this guy. 24 to hit. Wow. Alright, good man. 9 points of piercing damage, doing a pretty solid hit. And he's going to use this bonus action to cast Misty Step, He says, I'm afraid I cannot afford to die here. I'll see if I can help you from the shadows. And that's his last second level spell slot as he teleports. What is that? 30 feet on Misty
Yeah.
Step?
Misty Steps, 30 feet.
30 feet, okay. As he's gonna teleport. He's gonna teleport into the cave. No, he's not. That's a dumb idea. He's gonna
I'm safe
teleport.
here.
He's gonna teleport right there to get a little more distance between him and that sharpshooter.
How do
Yeah,
you
so he
show
doesn't-
I'd like to buy the well-dressed slave, please.
Looks important.
All right. Sellsword 3, also badly wounded and desperate, gonna make 2 longsword attacks at you, Katsu. Wow, both misses. All right, good for him. Come back to the top, Zale.
I'm gonna cure wounds myself.
Okay.
So, 1d.
5.
Five.
Oof, wow. Yeah.
And I'm gonna get up in the sharpshooter's grill.
All right. Definitely impedes his shooting. All right. Is that your turn?
That is my turn.
Got it. Sellsword 4, once again, gonna make 2 wild swings at you, Kieran.
Mm-hmm.
Seems to be your worst 90. There you go.
That downs me.
Would he go in for the killing blow?
That's up to
No.
you, man.
No, he would not, because there's
Wow,
still
what
threats
a-
on the field.
What a wimp. What a wimp.
Hit me!
Hit me.
You're trying to bait
What?
me, and the more you do it, the less it works. He's gonna move in and flank Katsu and make another
reverse
swing.
psychology, motherfucker.
23, Katsu, you take 5 points of slashing damage, reduced to 2. As Kieran goes down, sliced across the chest, and that's the last of his energy as he is on the ground and bleeding out. That's the end of the Sellsword's turn. Sharpshooter 1. Engaged with you, Zale. He cannot bring his bow to bear, so he's just going to make 1 short sword attack at you. 10 to hit. Okay. And that's his turn. Morish.
I'm gonna use my movement to go 5, 10, 15, sorry, 20, 25, 30. Both these cell swords are here, aren't they? Yeah. I'm
Yes.
gonna take a shot at the one that is to the right of Katu.
Got it. He is badly injured. 1 solid blow might be enough to do it.
Let's see how the first one goes then.
So. 17 hits.
Alright, so damage.
6. Not quite enough as the blast dissipates across his chest and knocks him off balance.
Same again.
That'll do it. And I think with your minimum... Yeah, nope. That second blast is more true and takes him in the head and splinters his skull into a bunch of gory pieces.
Nice. And how's my... No, I can't. No, I'm not doing anything with my bonus action. I'll leave it.
Alright. Katu.
Yeah, gonna take my first attack at the guy to my left.
23 hits. 10, good hit. 12 total. 14 just hits. He has 9 hit points left, so you need to beat 9. And you do. Okay.
Second one's a mistake.
Good shit. Alright, yeah. You lay into him with your axe and carve him into pieces, and he goes down bleeding. Goes down screaming
Use
and
my
bleeding.
Movement to get to there.
Okay.
And since I killed someone, bonus attack.
Nice, lovely.
Shit.
16 AC. Misses.
Yeah, all good.
Alright. Kieran, I need to make a death saving throw.
I should probably have gone to help Kieran.
I'm on it.
Oh, I'm okay. Don't worry about it.
9, that's 1 failure.
Fine.
Someone wants their back up.
I'll be okay. Don't you worry.
Leave me!
Alright.
I'm not worried. He'll be fine.
Alright, Talir is going to move. He's gonna fire a firebolt at the sharpshooter, I guess. 25. Wow, 14 points of fire damage. That's a good hit.
Full damage. Oh
as he thrusts his rapier out and the flames explode along the steel and shoot out in a straight line and take the sharpshooter in the chest. Insta-pat at himself as the flames build up. That's the end of his turn. Sellsword 3 is dead. So, we come back to Zale as you flank this motherfucker. Well, not quite, but in his face. He looks desperate. He looks like he's about to run.
I will move to flank with Katu, so move up that way, and I'll take two Great Weapon Master swings at him. So -3 +10.
Got it.
Ooh.
Miss. 19 -3 to 16, which is just barely his AC. That hits.
23
13.
damage.
Yeah, that'll do it. As you sweep his legs out from under him, cutting out both his knees, and he drops to the ground and starts to try to crawl desperately away, blood gouting from his ruined legs. And you just stomp him on the back of the skull.
Um,
Nice. Go.
And that's everyone.
Rush.
I'm immediately running to Kieran.
You're too
Morris
slow.
will beat
Morris
you
is
there
already here,
first.
and the voices are speaking to him.
Can I try and make a check? Like a
Are the voices speaking to you? I'm gonna roll a d20. Let's see. You want a high number. Ooh. Morris, I need to make a wisdom saving throw as you are
Oh.
approaching Kieran.
Things are getting interesting now.
Oh yes,
I'm
we're all
still-
good.
I'm still not worried.
Come on.
Nice.
20. Okay. Oddly enough, the voices have some sense of self-preservation. They recognize allies. They recognize people that are useful to you. It's not Kieran you were thinking of ending. It was the slaves you were walking by as your hand itched towards the hilt of your greatsword to stab in and murder every single one of those captives in there. But you grit your teeth and carry on. But I'll say with that distraction, Zale reaches Kieran first.
And I'll cure wounds. 9.
You get 9 hit points back, Kieran, as you are raised back from death's door.
Oh,
You've not
thank you.
detained.
I'm so happy at this.
All right.
And basically, in post battle, after he's got Kieran up, he realizes what he's done, like his impatience and his inaction, and he just quickly does a sweep round. He essentially just says, "I'm sorry," and he frantically opens the cages, and then he just runs off.
They're all locked except for this one.
I was gonna say, I'm
He
gonna loot
just-
this merchant's body to see if there's a key or any money or anything.
You're doing that, Morris?
Okay,
Make
so
an
that-
investigation
that's-
check.
I've run off.
Gotcha.
Okay.
He's had a moment.
Got it.
In the meantime, can I just unlock all these cages with my tools
Yeah.
and my gloves?
Okay.
and thievery?
I'll
Do you want me to roll
go
for
ahead
it,
and
or
make
just...
make the first check. Yeah. DC 15. 11. Oof, not quite gonna do it, unfortunately. These locks defeat you, but Morris, you're able to find the merchant's key, as well as a pretty sizable amount of coin. Let's roll 1d20. Okay, never mind. Not a sizable amount of coin. In fact,
One
nearly
gold coin.
nearly nothing. You find like 12 gold pieces.
Okay.
He's not had a good day at market today,
You
apparently.
mentioned that these lads had firearms on them. Do we want to take the firearms?
This one man here is a sort of sawed-off blunderbuss, yes. And Kieran, Morris, with that 12, you also find the key to the
Okay.
cages.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go around and.
Also, Morsh, I'll take my stone back, please.
Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, I'll go give the stone
Thank
to
you.
Kieran, and I'll unlock all the cages.
All right.
Oh, as
Take-
those slaves walk out, I look at them very disappointedly. These ones in particular.
They cringe under your gaze. These starved, beaten, emaciated, and very weak slaves, and they don't say anything, but they nod gratefully to you and say, "Wait, we're free? We can just go?
Go.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Okay. Thank you, everyone.
Unless... Nah, I'm just fucking with you. Goodbye.
All right. And off they run. I'd say they disperse out past the bazaar onto the streets of Shadycreek Run. Basically with nothing to them aside from the rags on their backs.
Do any
A
of them-
few will linger for a moment, but they'll take their chance while they can before they run.
see how Talir's doing.
Talir looks a little shell-shocked. He's badly injured, holding his rapier. His fingers are shaking.
First fight,
I-
huh?
Yeah. I've never killed anyone in my life before. To be honest, I don't know what came over me. I didn't intend to. I just thought support from the shadows. Maybe lock a few guys in place or make a distraction, and then the moment came and I was killing. It was the only thing I could think to do.
It's a bloody good job you were here.
You stabbed a guy in the throat.
That was gnarly.
You killed him with a trident.
His eyes are wide.
Where'd you get a hand grenade from?
That escalated quickly.
Whatever we're doing here, we should go quickly before
Yeah,
more of them come.
Let's bounce.
First of all, what's our group name?
We'll think of that.
No, we need to leave a calling card now.
The Ginyu Force.
I love how you went immediately for the fucking Ginyu Force. Doing all of our poses as we go into battle.
Fucking dabbing as a runaway.
Okay, Verb, I'd like to take out a piece of parchment and some charcoal I think I have, and I'm just gonna write down the first of menu. What is it? Ginyu Force?
No, I mean,
Is that
This
actually
is a
gonna be
reference-
can
your
we just-
party
reference
name?
Can
I
we
do
just
not
like
get.
put it down for the
All
time
right,
being?
Dave,
without
I'm
knowing
gonna
what
say,
it is?
I'm gonna message you a GIF.
I've googled. I've googled
I
it.
don't
No,
understand
you need
this
the
reference.
pose.
Me neither.
It's
I don't
Dragon
either.
It's Dragon Ball Z.
Is it?
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't watch
Okay.
it.
So I mean, why don't we just like come up with one later? Just put a, you know.
No, it's set now. I put the note down.
Just
it's
put a
there.
bloody handprint.
No.
The fearsome 5. 4.
Awesome +1.
Yeah, that's the one.
What the fuck?
Dave has been introduced to the Ginyu Force.
Jesus fuck. Okay, well, while you're...
I do not accept this name.
Okay,
What?
okay, fine. Fucking name to be decided. Whatever.
Yeah,
All right.
fine.
We'll just
Okay,
say
let's
for
go.
now, you leave
Ginyu
your
Force
note.
is cool.
It just says the first of many. We're not gonna waffle about with names right now. So as you guys disperse out into the bazaar, pushing past, joining the crowd, you're very noticeable. All of you are very badly injured, covered in blood. You're a hard sight to miss, and you make quite some waves. But before the Mardoons can muster a response force, or before the time their armsmen get there, you're gone and vanish into the streets. What's your next destination, just in rough terms?
Do we want to go to the Golden Brand, or do we want to just go back to the manor?
I mean, I'd like a
don't
short
matter.
rest. What's the time? How long did that take?
I'd say it's like 5 p.m. now.
So I mean, I could take a quick short rest and then we could go and
It's
clean
4
up,
hours still.
change. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. We can go back to the manor. We can clean up and we can go there, I guess.
Yeah, like one Kutch should be back for that as well.
All right. All right.
I have run away to like an inn somewhere, and I'm essentially hiding because he realizes he's lost his shit and he needs to get it back. Like he just needs to refocus.
Oh, right. We should probably track him down, shouldn't we?
Yeah, we should probably go find Zale.
Okay, Verb, can I try to track where he's run off to? Footprints?
No
Worried-
roll
worried-
needed.
Worried citizens?
Well, actually, yeah, it would be. There's quite a lot of people running around right now. Make a survival check.
Okay.
16. All right. Yeah, I'd say it's not too hard to find the general directions Zale ran off to. You got a glimpse of him before he fully like vanished into the streets, and his tracks are pretty noticeable, especially running through mud. So I'd say it shouldn't be too hard to eventually track him down. Talir is going to split off from you guys and make his way back to the manor, because he also got fucked up.
Yeah.
That man has 26 hit points. I want to let you guys know.
Jesus
He's
Christ.
not.
Maybe,
He's a-
maybe he shouldn't be a wizard then.
I mean, I went down.
He
to
is. That's what wizards do, man.
I went down to 7
Ugh.
HP in that
It
fight.
sounds like a him problem, Verb.
I guess so. All right. In any case,
Be a wizard. Dies.
as a final addendum to end off on, with the return of Aaron to the Trebane Manor and with your exploits here, you all have hit level 6.
Yay!
Hey.
So,
Oh, fuck yeah. I need to message you then,
Alright.
Verb.
no worries, no worries. The exact specifics of that you guys can do on your own time. If there's any questions about anything, just let me know. Multi-classing is still on the table for anyone who wants to do that or keep doing that.
Just go-
Yeah,
go for
If
a
I just
fighter,
level up on
Catty.
my sheet, will it just auto-roll the hit dice for my level up?
It'll give you the average, yes.
Okay, cool.
I'll tell you what. If you guys want to roll your hit dice now, just straight roll like a D8 or a D10 or whatever it is. If it's
I'm
above the average, you can take that. If it's below the average, you can take the average.
I'm
Oh,
not actually
Why-
sure what my hit dice
If you
is.
check your short,
It-
short rest, it will tell you.
It should be a D10 for Paladin, I think.
I think it is D10.
D8 for me. Let's take a look.
Yeah, it's D10. So I will
Oh!
roll a
Oh,
D10.
nice. Okay.
So I take a what? A plus? Is it just a straight D8, or do I take the +2 as well that I get from? The
I got
dice?
6.
6 is average. So basically, when you level up, it's going to give you the average on the roll, which would be a 5.
Yeah.
So you can just add 3 to your max hit points to whatever they give you.
Okay.
Katsu, that's below. Kieran, that's below. So you guys all get the average. Zale, Kieran, and Katsu.
Okay,
Okay.
so just go to manage and then.
It will
Yep,
change
level
it.
up, and then it'll just give you whatever you'd give you the average.
Okie dokie.
But there you guys go. Yeah, that was an interesting session. A little slow to start with. Mostly a lot of planning and such, but such is life.
Nice little story
Um,
building though. It was good.
Oh, quite a lot, yeah, for sure. Hope you guys had fun.
Lots.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I had a really good time.
I nearly killed the entire party, but you know.
So close.
Oh my god. Yeah,
Why
the
is
barbarian.
every fight-
In our Saturday games, our barbarian does this, or did this a lot. We had like 2 near TPKs, pretty much in a situation exactly like this, and like the entire party dressed him down, and he was very crestfallen for a while. But he doesn't do that shit anymore. But anyway, it was in character, and nobody died, so we'll focus on that.
Our fights always seem to go to the edge. I don't think we've had one where someone hasn't gone down yet, except for maybe the animals or the looters at the start.
Right,
It's been
right.
It's been rough.
It has been. These guys are the slave market is one of the Mardoon's most important assets. So they put some of their best mercenaries on the job here, even in a relatively low-profile place like this. It's the number that is lessened, not the quality.
Okay.
Yeah, we were right to not hit the golden brand.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
you guys
Yeah,
would have
yeah,
died, like for sure. I mean, there's a.
Thank you all for
I
joining. We'll
kind
catch
of
you on the next
designed
one.
this whole
Bye.
sequence like fucking